As Manchester returns to a new normal, it's never been more.
Yes,
Active
people.
gang, you know this.
Welcome to another edition of From a Third Eye View. I almost said Sarcasm City then, you know what I'm saying? So many shows going on. Another edition of From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by my two fellow co-hosts, Mr. I've seen more in the night than I've seen in your life, Stroke, and also JV. What are you, man, saying? You good?
I'm blessed.
Are you blessed? You got a lot to say. You energetic, aren't you?
Wonderful weekend.
You energetic. Okay, then. Stroke, we'll start there because I know where you're going to start, but I'll let you explain to the people where you're going to start.
Chelsea fans.
Chelski.
Chelsea fans specifically.
Chelski.
Listen, I think you've done some phenomenal business in the transfer window, but you man are talking like you can turn pieces of rubbish into fine gold like that. It don't work like that. Like, you man finished, what, 4th after you bottled it and let Manchester United finish ahead of you, and what, you've made a few signings and you think they're all going to bed in overnight, and suddenly you think you can finish. So basically, for those of you who don't know, I'm on the football terrace along with JV, Flawless. They have fans.
Shout out, 1 sec, I just want to shout out the Don Terry as well.
Yeah, the Don Terry always.
Make sure you go to YouTube, type in the football terrace.
So then, obviously, you've got fans from loads of different clubs, etc., etc. And there was a season preview, and every single Chelsea fan said that Liverpool were going to finish 4th, and that Chelsea were either going to win the title, pray for their rivals, as I've heard.
1 second. They all said Liverpool will finish 4th.
Yeah, genuinely.
Like, as much as I would love Liverpool to finish 4th, there is no logical argument for that. And trust me, if there's someone who could reach and douse him that and make that, it would to me. But there's no way that Liverpool are finishing 4th. As much as I would love to reach and try and put it together, there's no chance but going. I just think obviously we all have opinions, but I just think that is just ridiculous. But
so Liverpool are going to finish 4th. That they're going to absolutely annihilate us on match day 2. They're going to give us a lesson that we never got for the past 2 years. How with a historical Leicester and all different kinds of rubbish, etc., etc. Boom. Sunday comes about. And before I get onto it, Liverpool actually listened to the video because they went out and just did what I wanted them to do. They went out and got Thiago. And then, when the Thiago video drops, suddenly out of nowhere, Jota in talks to sign him.
I ain't gonna lie, that was our madness still.
I have to give credit where credit's due and being unbiased like I am on this platform, and I'll get onto what I think about them transfers, but the manner in which Liverpool did it was incredible, and it signals intent to the Liverpool fans and everybody else in the Premier League. But go on, Stro.
So then, obviously, Sunday comes about, I see the team, Fabinho at centre-back, and I'm like, I give so much energy to Manchester City for this particular thing against Werner, who's got bags of pace. Yeah. Trent likes to go high, so he's exposed 1v1. This is going to be a big test. Fabinho was man of the match. Yeah, he was cold. Okay. Let me just Fabinho was by far man of the match.
What's lyrical about him?
Listen, I give so much energy to Manchester City, and I thought about it and I was like, why was this so critical of Fernandinho? Because Fernandinho's not got the legs anymore. Fabinho has. I forgot Fabinho played at centre-back when we played Bayern Munich, and we kept a clean sheet. He wasn't just against anyone, he was against the same Gnabry that we're seeing, the same Lewandowski that we're seeing. He knows what he's doing at centre-back. He's played defence before, so it's like, I feel a lot more comfortable now with him at centre-back than I thought I ever would, because yesterday was a big test for him. He was exposed 3 times. He was one-on-one with Werner, won every single challenge. It was unbelievable. And then, listen, he gets all the plaudit, not all the plaudits, he gets all the criticism. He's not a world-class player, he's a Sunday League player. The ball Henderson played through to Mane to get Christensen sent off is a world-class free ball. Mane runs through, Christensen bear hugs him, deserved red card, and then what do? You bring Thiago on at half time, and then what does Thiago do? He goes and breaks a record that's been stood for over 17 years. The most passes in a half by any Premier League player.
Yeah, was it 75?
Most completed passes, shall I say. And everyone and people were like, yeah, but it's sideways passes. No, it weren't. Watch the actual clip that Liverpool put up.
Here's the thing though, there's nothing wrong with sideways passing at times. Sometimes it's just to retain possession, just moving the opposite, especially as well when the opposition is down 10 men. You shift the ball from side to side. Exactly. You don't have to force it. Obviously, if there's a through ball on, then you play the through ball. You play the more difficult pass. But they're down to 10 men. Shift the ball from side to side, especially to Liverpool's fullbacks as well.
Yeah, but that's what he was doing. So he was playing it forward into the fullback areas for Trent and Robertson to get onto it. He was playing balls into Firmino's feet to try and move off him. So it's like there's a reason. And listen, I've watched Liverpool for years under Klopp. Klopp doesn't just throw. He didn't throw Van Dijk straight in.
Okay.
He didn't throw Oxlade-Chamberlain straight in. He didn't throw Salah, Mane straight in. The fact that he threw Thiago straight into that game is a sign that...
Because did he came off the bench?
Yeah, because Henderson got injured or picked up a knock or
Henderson
whatever.
picked up a knock,
Apparently,
okay.
that's what Sky Sports said, but I
Okay,
don't know
fair
whether
enough.
that's true or not. There's a reason because there's serious intent there, and he's going to be the first name on that team sheet when it comes to midfield.
Thiago's 30, bro. Sorry to cut you off. Thiago's 30.
For those who don't know, 30 means quality.
certified.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just letting people know, just in
Yeah.
case.
because he's one of them where man already know what he can do. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't go and be an integral part of a Barcelona team that wins everything. You don't go and be an integral part of a Bayern Munich team for 7 years that's won everything, and then we come here and we don't know what you're capable of. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His
His quality,
He's 30,
his
bro.
quality can't be questioned, is what I'm saying.
cannot be questioned. It's not. He's not one of these players where they come in with a big reputation and let's see if he can do it in the Prem. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, for the type of player he is and the role what he plays, man, know what time it is. But go on, bro.
Yeah,
So
so then the first goal comes from Thiago, picks the ball up, rolls it into to Firmino's feet. No, Salah's feet, shall I say. Wait. No, he rolls it into Salah's feet.
Yeah, go
Salah
on.
rolls it into Firmino. 1-2. Firmino dinks an unbelievable ball in. Mane at the back post, header 1-0.
Great goal. One
Game
thing I
over.
want to say about is the goal was very good. Great team move. And what we're underrating about that goal is, and I probably didn't know this, obviously, you'll be able to tell me more, how good a header that was.
Yeah, like that's a
Considering he's
difficult
not the
header.
header, he's not going towards goal, he's going towards the ball. So how to
And he's
describe
kind
it?
of behind him
Yeah,
as well,
he's
so
going
he has
towards
to
the ball,
adjust.
and he's got to get the neck power and adjust, like you said, and get enough pace to direct it over that side. That's the only place he scores that header. That's an incredible header. Like, if say that's a centre half scoring that type of header, we'd wax lyrical more about it because it's Mane. I didn't know he had that type of heading ability. I was like, that was impressive, very impressive goal. The 1-2 was just what Firmino, Salah do.
Yeah, but it comes from Thiago playing a forward pass into breaking the lines into Firmino's feet.
That's the word I was looking for, breaking the lines. But yeah, go on.
So then the second goal, for those people online, on Twitter, who want to question Liverpool's hunger, right? Mane plays an awful pass, which is the reason why it goes into, I think it was Tomori's feet, and then Tomori plays the ball back into Kappa. Mane chases that ball down because he made the mistake. And by doing that, he forces Kappa into making another woeful mistake. Good finish, and then it's game done. So it's like, my point is to certain Chelsea fans, it's you've done unbelievable business. Unbelievable business. That's not to be questioned. That's not going to settle in overnight. Humble yourselves.
this is my whole thing. What I said about the business, what they've done, they're not realizing, and this is one thing I need to hit home to you, Chelsea fans. And you're gonna think, oh, this is rich coming from a United fan, but I'm a football fan first, so I can remove myself from my fandom. You know what I'm saying, and give it you in the football way. So I'll say one thing. I would be very worried about my team signing a lot of players with no experience in my league.
That's definitely a concern. Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
It would be.
So like, how can I put it to you? Havertz, he's going to be an excellent player. But I said this on a previous show. The amount of money you're paying for him, the amount of pressure he's under now. I'm already seeing memes about him after 2 games.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, go on. I got a point on that.
But no, what I'm saying is, it would have been hard to do this transfer 10 years ago for Havertz. In today's world, it's going to be a million times harder because he now has to be, and I've said this before, exact point, he has to be a match winner every game.
Yes.
He has to have what did he move for? 72 million in the end? Every game he has to be a 72 million pound game. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. You make it a valid point. Obviously, with the banter, that's just Premier League social media. Like, people were waiting for Havertz to just miscontrol the ball.
I know, but you know,
It's
like
just
I'm
gone.
even seeing like there'll be commentators, and it won't be right now. It'll be soon, but there'll even be commentators saying, "Oh, is he?" And probably because they've never even watched him, they'll be like, "Oh, is he even worth that? Was he even worth that much?
Yeah.
Was that just what I'm saying, bad spending?" And this is one thing. The one area I would have said that needed sorting more than anything last year for Chelsea is the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and they have done that now.
No, they have done it now, but I would have done that first.
Yeah, that's the first part of business.
That's the first one I would have done, because if Chelsea to me, I don't even think Chelsea needed all these players what they've got. I think they might have done something
I
wrong.
disagree with that.
No. In terms of how I'm putting it to you is, they're not buying players what they bought when they first. Everyone's referencing this to the first time when they got took over.
Mm-hmm.
You're not buying a 25, 26-year-old Drogba. You're not buying a 26, 27-year-old Crespo. You're not buying. You get what I mean? You're not buying a Varane who's been everywhere.
You're not buying seasoned pros. So
yes,
to speak.
the quality is there.
Yes.
But actually, no. It's a lot of potential. They've actually bought a lot of potential. If you actually add that onto the team, which they had last year, which was a lot of potential anyway, they've got a bit of a melting pot now where it's like, who plays, who doesn't, and the whole thing of the one player they probably need to play week in, week out is Thiago Silva.
Yes.
Just for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Experience and that leadership.
He is key, Thiago Silva. What I will say is, if I was a Chelsea fan, I would be gassed, and I understand that, because even though, like you said, you made points in terms of they're not buying seasoned pros, the players they signed were for positions they needed. Whether them players will be good enough, obviously we will find out. I think they bought very well in the summer.
No,
Yeah, I agree.
I think they bought well, but I'm saying it's the experience factor.
The experience is a miss, but what I want to say is with Havertz, we'll go on Havertz, because if I remember correctly, he played, his front three was Werner, Mason Mount, and
so he played
Havertz.
Werner onto the left.
Yeah.
Havertz was like a false nine, and then you had Mason Mount on the right.
See that? And
what's that?
That's my point. So this is where, to me, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm getting at Frank Lampard for that, because you have Callum Hudson-Odoi on the bench.
Yes.
To me, you play players.
In their position.
You play players in their position. You don't have to have a UEFA A or B license to me to play players in their position.
Like, you're not. Like, you need to realise he's not.
Yeah, sorry. If somebody's a 10, play him as a 10.
Yes.
To me, Havertz is a 10.
Yes.
You've said he is under immense pressure already.
Yes.
Added on the top, he's the most expensive, number one. Number two, everyone else they've bought as well. Number three, being in the Premier League. To me, Havertz is a 10. Yes, he can play other positions. Play him in a 10. Play him as a 10. And the thing is, you have the perfect foil at Chelsea. You have the perfect midfielders for him. That system is set up. You have Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho.
Yeah.
So you can pick.
He has free reign.
You can pick two out of those three. All right,
to sit behind him.
Just to sit behind him and just relax. So to me, that's where Lampard has messed up. But yeah, go on.
Because that's the one thing I didn't understand. Like, don't get me wrong.
Werner from the left.
No. I've got a take on that.
If this is a normal season, by normal I mean you've had your normal break and your training and all that, and you've worked on this thing all summer, great, I get that. And you got other players in time, I get that. I don't see, for me, this is one thing where he's going to go wrong. Already these first two games, are you trying just to accommodate Mason Mount now? Because Mason Mount is not a
he did it for Brighton as well.
You're trying to accommodate this kid now.
That's a fair point.
So is this you, not you telling us, but was Havertz the right signing for you?
Or is it what you can also add into it as well? Is it inexperience? Because whether you think Mason Mount is better than Callum Hudson-Odoi, you can have that debate, whatever. But one thing, like you said, there's no way you can tell me Callum Hudson-Odoi is not a better wide player than Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Same way you couldn't tell me that Callum Hudson-Odoi is a better 10 than Mason Mount. I'll tell you no.
Yes,
you play players
exactly.
in their position.
There's something that stinks about it though with the Mason Mount thing. So for example, they're going for Declan Rice. Who's Declan Rice's best friend?
Yeah.
Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Havertz signs what breaks in the newspaper from Mason Mount's dad that Mason Mount isn't happy because they signed Havertz and his positions. So it's like you're trying to get Declan Rice. That story breaks. How do you then keep Mason Mount sweet? I know you're putting him in position where he doesn't play before just because he's playing minutes on the pitch.
But you see, here's the thing with that. There's managers who can get away with this false nine.
We've seen the likes of Pep do it.
That's Pep's type of thing. There's times where you see, all right, then like, what other managers? I'm not saying this isn't just Pep, but this is a Barcelona thing. Like, who watches Henry play centre forward, amazing for years, and then decides to play him left wing. But it works. Do you get what I'm saying? It can work in certain systems because you've got that managerial experience.
Yeah, it's kind of like Fergie playing,
and he's got the pieces around him to make it work.
Playing, who was it? Was it Raphael and O'Shea in central mid, and United beat Arsenal in FA Cup?
It's like, all right then. It's like when we used to have. It's like when United used to have Ronaldo, Rooney, Berbatov, and Tevez.
Yeah.
There's no balance.
Yes, there is no balance.
But it works.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Certain
and that's probably because
you
know what it is though. Certain managers, but all these managers haven't come off the back of a COVID. They've had a full preseason and they've had this and that, and you've had time.
Yeah.
To me, you play in this time. You've got to just play your best team.
Yes.
There's no time for accommodating players. Do you know what I mean? All right, then it's like, what? Are you telling me Klopp didn't want to start? Are you telling me Klopp didn't want to start Thiago and Keita and, you know what I'm saying, and Henderson and whoever else, you know what I'm saying? But he can't play 4 centre mids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
So he didn't go, right, I've got Thiago. I'm now going to play 4 centre mids. And I might have to move this man over here and this man. You know what I'm saying? No, he didn't do that. He played what he had.
And here's the thing. That's what I want to say before we get on to our next point as well, Stro. Shout out to everybody in the comments as well.
Yeah,
Salute to
salute
everybody
always,
who's
man.
listening, whether you're watching live on YouTube or you're listening via DAB or the app or whatever. One thing I do want to say is, why are you, if this is the case, let's say, for instance, in this argument, we're talking about him accommodating Mason Mount. Why are you trying to accommodate Mason Mount like he's your match winner? Like he's your world star? Like, this is Mason Mount. Yes, I do think he's a talent, but he doesn't get in your best 11.
There's a Declan Rice.
He doesn't start for Declan Rice again, who's another one who doesn't get in Chelsea's team. If I'm looking
They're
at it-
genuinely about to throw Kante away for Declan Rice. Let that sink in for a minute. A World Cup winner.
Hey, Kante, if you want to...
2 times Premier League winner, but it's never been done.
back
Really.
to back with 2 different teams.
Come on, bro.
Hey, Kante, if you want to
boiled
come to...
rice.
If you want to come to the...
For Declan Rice, who can't get into England's midfield over Jordan Henderson, the one who gets so
And
much
Eric
stick.
Dyer.
Let me just... Come on now. Put some respect on
Bro,
Kante's
as
name.
soon as Harry Winks is fit, yeah,
That's it, yeah.
twice a season, man starts for England over him, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Hey,
Calvin
Kante-
Phillips is about to start over him. Calvin
Hey.
Phillips has just come up from the Championship.
Kante, there's a spot for you in the red half of Manchester.
Yo, brother.
Yeah, red half of
Just make
Merseyside
the
as well,
train.
man.
I'll pay your Uber down. Like,
Brother.
whatever we got to do. I hope you listen to this man in Golo. So, Stefan says, hi, guys. Salute to Stefan. Georgiev says, big up people. He said, yesterday, Thiago looked like he's played in the Prem for years. Quality player. Stefan says, I told people Havertz was too soft and he would need time to adapt because of his nonchalance. And then he's also put Werner, laughing faces. Chelsea fans might think it was an accident, but he's truly like that. He's going to miss a lot of chances before he scores.
Yeah, did you see that
He also
chance?
said, yeah, that's a bad. Werner missed the chance.
Oh, yeah.
He said, Liverpool scares me. Jota as a bench option is insane. I can't lie. Georgiev also says, can't see any way that Hudson-Odoi would get game time this season. Maybe if players are injured, but looks like Lampard doesn't fancy him. That's true. It doesn't. Once players in your position are playing in your position who don't play your position, that made sense to me. I don't know if it made sense to the rest of you.
I get you,
It made sense to me. That's when you know you're in trouble. Like if you're a centre mid and the manager has centre backs or wingers playing in centre mid ahead of you, the manager doesn't.
You
like,
see, for me, with the whole Mason Mount thing, it would make more sense to try play Mason Mount in a midfield 3.
That's a double pivot.
yeah, if you're gonna play him, yeah.
Oh
play
no,
centre mid.
even on the left of a midfield 3, that would make
Yeah,
more
that's what
sense.
I meant as a double pivot.
Oh right, yeah. That would make more sense. Do you know what I'm saying? But he's not a winger. He's not got that wing. He can't. He's not someone to really beat a man. He's not going to. For me, he seems like one of these players who probably shoot more than he would cross. Do you know what I mean? And it's just not his. It's just not his position.
So
Like people need to understand if I'm playing somewhere that's not my position, that I've not been trained in, yeah, my natural instincts as a footballer, you're taking them away. You get what I'm saying? He's what, a number 10 attacking midfielder.
He's a 10.
His
To me, he looks
instinct
like a 10, maybe an 8.
exactly. So his instinct is to pass forward and drive down on goal. What's that got to do with playing on the right, fam? Do you get what I'm saying? So you're taking away. Then the whole Werner thing, you're taking away because yeah, I know he can cut in and he's played there sometimes, but
He's a striker at the end of the
he's
day.
a striker, bro.
Play a striker as a striker.
Don't get me wrong. If you play Werner on the left and then you've got like a bona fide centre forward fox in the
guy
box
is
guy,
always in
if
my
you-
brain.
Like
Do you get
if-
what I'm saying?
Like if you play Giroud as a centre.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a Tammy Abraham.
yes,
Just a centre forward.
that makes perfect sense. But why are you then going to put some brittle 20-year-old who's never played in this league before in Havertz in that position?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? Against, look at the two players he's playing against.
Van Dijk and Fabinho.
Because he's under
Man's
pressure
playing
'cause he's
against
got
two
to pay him.
6 foot plus man, you know, bro. 6 foot plus. These aren't like small man or weak
Yeah.
man or, you know what I'm saying? Even though Fabinho's, that's not his everyday position, you have to remember Fabinho was naturally a right back. You get me?
At Real
there's-
Madrid.
Yeah, so there's a defender in him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's centre or right, you still have a defending instincts.
Yes.
Do you understand? And that's what is carried through to the defensive mid, which makes him so good there. Do you know what I'm saying? So then when you marry the playing at right back and playing at defensive mid so well, if you actually look at the positioning of it, it takes you naturally back as a centre back. Do you get what I'm
I
saying?
get what you're saying. Yeah.
So, yeah, you're playing against two absolute monsters. You're going to play this kid here, Havertz, yeah? It doesn't make any sense. If anything, it would probably made more sense to play Mount on the left, Werner down the middle, and Havertz on the right, because Havertz just played a lot of games on the right.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, the mistake if I'm wrong, is Havertz not left-footed?
He's left-footed, so he cuts in.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, try.
So they both. So you've basically got inverted wingers and a fast striker. That makes a lot more
It's
sense.
better.
Yeah.
It's much better than what you did. When, like I say, Lampard showing his inexperience here. Go on, Strong.
Now, look at predominantly how Liverpool play. Fullbacks high, right? So what's the way to pull Liverpool's fullbacks back? By thinking there's a threat in behind. So if you play Hudson-Odoi on the right, naturally there's a winger. He's got pace. Robertson then double thinks and he thinks, actually, should I go forward? Because then there's thinking behind and Fabinho's playing at centre-back, so I don't really want to leave him exposed. So I won't go forward as much. Robertson was our best attacking threat in the first half, and it came from the width because Mason Mount didn't know whether to go back with him because he's never played there before, and he looked out. I think the Werner one, you literally talk exactly what I was going to say. If you play Tammy Abraham, for an example, someone who's got pace, who can occupy the two centre-backs, right? And if you stand him on Fabinho, making the runs in behind on the shoulder, Fabinho's naturally not really played that many games. He's played a few, but naturally he's gonna start doubting himself. And then there's the thingy in behind, and then on top of that, you had Werner coming in on the left. Them two can interchange. There's nightmares for Fabinho. You make him unsettled. You put pressure on him. You do something. Lampard didn't do that. And this is the problem, and this is what I've said about Frank Lampard from day one. You can go back and you can listen to the shows. We've all said it. I've been the advocate for it. Lampard is not going to make Chelsea challenge for a Premier League title because he's too inexperienced. And that game yesterday shown that.
I think he's very overrated, you know.
You think he's overrated?
I think he's very... People...
He did a worse job than Solskjaer last year.
People... no, that's the point I was going to get at. Solskjaer gets absolutely ridiculed, yeah? But in the whole time Lampard's been at thingy, like, Lampard... correct me if I'm wrong, people, yeah? Has Lampard had him in the Champions League yet? No. He's had him in the Europa, though, innit?
Was it Europa? No, they was in the Champions League. They got beat by Bayern Munich.
Oh, yeah. Nah, they got
spanked.
Okay, so they got spanked.
Bayern Munich was, do what they do in London. You know what I mean?
But he went out. Do you get what I mean? So, okay, you've had him in the European competition, yeah? But what my thing about it is if you actually... And I'm not even talking head-to-head because Ollie's got him head-to-head. But if you weigh up their 2 seasons... with the resources, maybe not attacking wise, but Lampard's got a very better platform to start with. As in, if you look at United's problems, it's probably defensive mid and defence, yeah? Whereas I'd say Chelsea in defence and defensive and that midfield are stronger than anything.
The midfield's good. The defence is not, and the keepers,
Yeah, but I'd say the keeper definitely, the keeper's not.
And defensively, they're not.
I'd say their defence is probably on a par with ours, if not. I'm saying last season, I'm not even counting in, man.
You know what? Because they're both low-hanging fruit, because they're both pretty poor last season. Take your pick.
I love that reference.
Yeah, it's like low-hanging, that's why I'm not even arguing you down, because I'm like, it's low-hanging fruit. Which low-hanging fruit do you prefer? But yeah, go on.
True, but you get what I'm saying? So he's got, and then the whole... You know what did him good? And this is where he's going to really mess up this season. He has to get things good. Because what was Lampard's excuse last season?
Didn't have the players.
He didn't have the players. He had the transfer ban. Not forgetting that he could have spent in January, but he didn't. Because people act like he couldn't. He got lifted. And I think he did that. I honestly think Lampard did that to buy himself some time.
That's fair news, because maybe he couldn't get the players he wanted in
January. That as well.
Werner, Havertz, etc.
That as well. He probably couldn't get them players, but what I'm trying to say is now that excuse is evaporated.
Oh yeah, that's done now.
These first 2 games, like, don't get me wrong, they got over Brighton, but they flattered to deceive in that game. Yeah. It wasn't a cavalier performance. If you literally look at, it was similar to United, moments of individual brilliance, really. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is one thing he's going to struggle now. Like, don't get me wrong, Ollie will get a lot of criticism and fans will be on him, rightly so, at times. And we'll get onto that later. But I honestly feel as if Lampard, he really gets away with it because he's English, and I'll be
because the
as
media
straight up as that.
do favour the media want him to do well a lot.
Yeah,
Because you got to understand, there is English bias in the media, definitely. So it's like they want him to do well. And now Lampard, with the signings he's made, is under immense pressure.
He
It's like
cannot
now,
finish any. He cannot.
You have to finish third, at least.
No.
You have to finish third.
No,
Go on.
you have to.
Go on.
He has to challenge Liverpool.
He has to be top 2.
He has to.
That amount
Yes.
of money you've
Yeah.
spent, come on.
Come on, bro. With the
Right.
like, let me go on. Because I'm not.
How many points did they finish behind City last season?
I'll get it up in a second.
Yeah.
But right, so
Top
it-
two.
no,
Ahead of
wait,
City.
wait a second, wait a second. How much money have City spent this summer?
How much have City spent? That's a good question. I legit don't know.
About 60 million. How much
Yeah.
have Chelsea spent? 240 million more.
Spent more than that on what? What was Havertz 56 or something?
What?
So,
Havertz was like 80.
oh no, not Havertz. Sorry,
Werner.
Werner.
Werner was
Werner
like,
was
yeah.
like 56.
58.
So you can argue 2 mil. 2 mil of what City spent, they've spent on one player.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But
Trust me, man.
I think that I'm just looking at. I'm a Chelsea fan. If we finish third, play better football, accumulate more points, maybe win a FA Cup, a League Cup, I'm looking at it like, all right, that's improved. I'm looking for improvement if I'm a Chelsea fan. And then next season is the season to kick on. I don't think you can just spend 240 million and then just challenge for a league title. I don't think it works like that. I think that's a step. I don't think it works. That's just me. I look for it for a step.
No, but what I'm going off previous.
Go on, what previous?
I'm saying Pep did that and he won the league.
But he's not Pep though.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying based on your spending because
Okay.
all right then, if you're putting it down to as
Wait, but the thing is, when the season that Pep did that, so Pep's first season, who won the Premier League?
was it not Chelsea?
Chelsea?
Under Mourinho or Conte?
Conte?
Conte. This is
Okay.
Conte. That's later
All
on.
right,
Yeah.
and then so
He
what I'm
didn't-
looking at is in terms of context, that Chelsea side is not as good to me. Is not as good as the Liverpool side or the current City side.
Oh,
Right,
no. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But I'm saying right now,
Yeah,
if United spend 240 million
yeah.
right now, we're expected to. You understand where I'm coming from?
Oh,
if
right,
United
yeah.
spend 240 million pounds,
The media are expecting
Right
United
now-
to. Right, I understand. What you're saying.
they're expected to.
I was talking from a fan. Perspective.
Yeah, no.
But you're talking from a media. Right, I understand.
No, but
that. Yeah.
I'm telling. But what I'm saying to you is,
Yeah.
Chelsea fans expect that. Before, maybe now they might have been humbled,
Yeah.
and opinions might have changed a bit. But we've seen how they were going on.
At the football terrorist. That
You
is
ready?
Not even that, and just in Twitter overall, they're expecting. They were really thought we've bought the league again.
Yeah.
Do you
I
get what I'm
you're
saying?
Yeah,
So,
it's a valid point. Go
So
on.
they finished 15 points behind Manchester City last year,
Yeah.
right? Here's my point.
Go on.
The season before, Liverpool finished a point behind City. Liverpool were 25 points behind. 25 points behind.
Yeah.
We did a summer worth of business,
Mhm.
and then we finished a point behind Manchester City
Mhm.
in that title race. 1 point. Are you honestly telling me, after
Aye.
the amount, and we didn't spend that amount of money, are you honestly telling me that amount of money they shouldn't be challenging for a title? 100%.
Here's the thing
£1
with
billion
that.
pounds, you know.
It's a lot of money. Define challenge though. What we saying?
They've got to be top 2.
And now, by challenge, what I mean
can't
is,
say that though. So alright. So if he doesn't finish top 2, did they get sacked? Should he be sacked? Is what you?
With the amount of money he's been spent,
Yeah.
yeah,
You reckon he should be sacked if he doesn't finish in the top 2?
the amount of money that they
I
have
still
spent.
think, even with the money they've spent, I still don't think that Lampard. Obviously, I'm not defending him. He's still learning on the job. He's not better than those two managers, and he doesn't have better teams currently than those two managers regarding obviously talent and ability, maybe, but in terms of chemistry and things of that nature. City and Liverpool are still clear.
I
That's
know.
why I think it's harsh. Like I said, that's why I asked. Depends what we're talking about. Challenge. Do they have to be in the running in the 35th game, the 30th game?
yes,
Like, define that for me. So
that's
is that what you're saying?
What I think is, yeah.
Go on. You
They
tell me.
literally-
Anna, you tell me. Go
They
on.
have to be breathing down Liverpool's necks. Liverpool have to be at a stage. All right, let me put it to you like this. I'm not just going to say Liverpool because it could be City.
Yeah.
I doubt it will be, but I'm just talking in
Yeah, yeah,
context.
yeah.
I'm saying whoever's first then, yeah?
Yeah.
Whoever's first have to be looking down behind them every game like we cannot lose.
Because
Chelsea are there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Because if you really deep it, we're only going on like this because they've bought Chelsea. This is where he's kind of give himself a blight again.
Go on.
It's a bit smart, you know.
Yeah.
Apart from Thiago Silva, he's bought a lot of potential. So then buying potential gives time.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If he went and bought like
more senior pros.
Senior
Say
pros.
for instance, he would have bought Thiago Silva, then bought Thiago, then bought Jota, for instance. That changes it because they're more
Do you
experienced.
understand? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And
with
say, you know what I'm saying? So then say, I don't know, instead of a Havertz, he buys,
he buys a Cavani.
not even a Cavani, I'm saying like a top, attacking midfielder at the prime of their game right now.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Say for instance, they went and signed, I don't know, a Coutinho or something like that.
So a decorated top player now
I
who's
get what
like,
you're
you
saying.
get what I'm saying?
But that's probably why I'm buying in time. Like, I'm giving him time because, like you said there, that reason I'm looking at it like, you've bought potential. Let's see what you do. Like
But that's why it can be that's why, and please chop this off if I'm wrong, because I'm not phased by all of that stuff. Chop this up and bring it out in a year if I'm wrong. But this could be a very bad window because buying so much potential based on the potential what he's got in that club, it could be, and the fact he's so inexperienced, Lampard, he could be setting himself up for failure. Because what I'm trying to say is, if I was spending 70 mil, I'm not going to spend it on a 20-year-old who's probably played 100 games. Do you understand where I'm coming
I get
from?
what you're saying.
Unless, like, to me, Havertz isn't a Mbappe where I'm like, yo, this is
Because
certain.
I think
Do you
the
get what I'm
reason why
saying?
he's bought potential because he's looking at it like, all right, I'm buying potential because I don't think this season their goal when they've sat down, this is just me guessing, when they've sat like, you must win the league, you must challenge for the league. I think this season is about setting up to win the league and challenge for the league the season after.
But you know
And
what?
the season after that. I think this season is the setup. It's like, all right, let's go again. Of course, they'll be looking for improvement on the pitch. Of course, they'll be looking not to concede 50 goals. Of course, they'll be looking for more than 66 points or whatever they finished on. Like, of course, they'll be looking to be closer to the top.
So this feeds into my point. Chelsea haven't got the same expectations as Liverpool or Manchester United, regardless of what amount of money they've said.
True.
And listen, and this is me just being completely honest. You give Liverpool the owner with the same amount of money as Chelsea, you give Manchester United the owner the same amount of money as Chelsea, and then you put Chelsea and City in that mix. All four of us go in for a player. Two of them get turned down. I guarantee the two that get turned down ain't Liverpool or Manchester United, and I can tell you that now for a fact. So they ain't got the same expectations, and you can call us historical Leicester, you can call United whatever. They are the two biggest clubs in England.
Yes.
Let's get that straight from the jump, minute one, right?
No doubt.
And then you go into it. This is the problem. Liverpool went and bought Virgil van Dijk, one transfer window.
Yeah.
What was said? They have to challenge for a title. They have to be in the title race. 75 million on one player.
The expectation
They've spent
is
75 million on one player.
That's what I'm trying to
Havertz.
say.
And I agree
And they've
with that.
spent 3 times more than that in the same window.
Yeah.
So then after that, we challenged for the title. We then went and got Alisson. Liverpool have to go and win the title. Cool. We backed it up and we did it.
Yeah.
Where's the same energy for this Chelsea team?
If we buy
because
Sancho,
it's Frank Lampard.
if we buy Sancho,
Yeah.
and then we get a left back and a centre back,
Yeah.
and it comes up to the same amount or even less,
Yeah.
the media will say Solskjaer has to win this league or he's out.
Yeah, the league. You know what? In his defense, I understand that in terms of the media will say that. Not me personally, but yes, the media.
get
will
what I'm
say
saying,
that. Yeah, I
innit?
get what you're saying. Like basically, what you man are saying is you want to see the same energy for Chelsea that you would see if this
Yeah.
was United or
Yeah,
Liverpool.
because Chelsea are a big club.
Yeah. And you
So-
know
so
what?
where's
Do you
the
know-
energy?
Do you know whose opinion I would love to hear on this?
Go on.
Abramovich. I want to know what he really thinks. Because I think
We'll find out.
Yes, this is what
We are gonna-
what I'm trying to say.
we are gonna find
He's
out.
not, as much as he loves Lampard as a player,
Yeah.
this is business.
He
gonna
loved
find out.
Mourinho as his manager, and
Bro.
he sacked him twice.
Do you get what I'm
We're
saying?
gonna
Like,
find out. We are gonna.
is
find out.
he going to if Chelsea's season is bad,
Hmm.
is he going to give Lampard another 100, 200 mil next season? I don't think so. If he finishes fourth,
You can't finish fourth. I think he has to finish first.
Because
you can't spend 240 mil to go up one place. in the
listen,
table.
and
unless
this
that place is from second to first.
This is the problem which none of us has spoke about yet. You're forgetting money's tight at the moment. Coronavirus. His business isn't operating at the same function it normally would. They've not got the match day revenue. They've not got the match day sales. They've not got the sales that you get on match days
You've got to pull it in
in
now.
the thingy. So you have to recoup that money with success on the pitch. So here's the problem. If come Christmas, Chelsea are struggling in the Champions League, Chelsea are out of the title race, Lampard is finished. He is under so much pressure, it is a joke.
Are you telling
because,
me?
Because
Are you telling me, yeah? He's not seen them lose that FA Cup final last season.
yeah.
Said, right, I'm gonna reinvest because you've got to a final. You might need that extra, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you telling me he said, I need a trophy next season?
Yeah, Yeah, I could see that. I could.
I need
definitely
a trophy
see,
next season.
I think-
However, Abramovich says it.
I think definitely that's on the agenda.
It might even be a European trophy he's
yeah,
looking.
I think an FA Cup, a League Cup, or some form of silverware, because we know what Chelsea are like. I can see that. Just reading here, Stefan says Lampard made the game easy for Klopp. Indiana, says Lamps does not trust Cho, especially defensively. That's why he doesn't play. Callum Hudson-Odoi was not the answer. Trust. I'm not saying he was the answer. Don't get it mistaken. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying
Plays in the positions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, Callum Hudson-Odoi does a better job as a winger than Mason Mount is what I'm saying, because Mason Mount is not a winger. That's my point. I'm not saying Callum Hudson-Odoi would have changed the outcome. He might have played and Liverpool won 3-0. Who knows? But yeah, that's what I'm saying on that. Indiana also says disagree. Giroud with Werner in behind, extra man in the middle, maybe wing backs have Aspilicueta in. See, that's the thing is you're discussing there are options and they're better to me, and I think all three of us in this room what he did.
Yeah, much better options.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, with Chelsea, because I'm looking at it, because I think that the top two are just clear with him. That's why, if I'm personally a Chelsea fan, because obviously I look at stuff different, even though I'd be gassed about all the signings. I'm not looking at challenge. I'm looking at self.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Last point on it, and then we'll move
So
on to
the top two still, what did you say, miles ahead of him?
I can say miles. I think they're clear. Is what
Right. So clear ahead of him, right?
I say clear.
So then, do you not question the amount of money they spent on the signings if the money they've spent and the two teams in front of you are still clear?
That's what I'm trying to say. That's my point.
Questions need to be asked, one way or another. Whether
telling you-
it's the recruitment, because the recruitment's wrong because the other two are still clear, or secondly, it's questions need to be asked is, we've spent this money now, you have to go in.
The money they spent, what my rebuttal to that is the money that they spent, them two was already far ahead before you spent the money. So I don't think 240 million, even if you spend that 240 million, excellent, they were still going to be clear because Liverpool and City were far ahead of you. Like, when I say before this window, the top two were mad clear of Chelsea. Now I think they've closed the gap. Yes. But that being said, we'll go on to Liverpool in a sec. So that's my point. Is that it's setting up. They're going in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. They're going in the right direction, but they were 15 points behind City, who finished second. We were 25 points behind, and we were fourth at that point. We bought 75 million in Van Dijk, and we clawed it within a point. They've spent more money than that.
True.
They've got Thiago Silva, who, let's be honest, is more established at this point that he was coming in than Van Dijk was when he came to Liverpool. That's why everyone threw the price tag at him. How are they not? They have to be challenging.
The difference with that is, before we move on, is the team that Van Dijk coming into is much better than this Chelsea side that all these signings are coming into. Van Dijk's coming into the front three. He's coming into Fabinho was there, if I'm correct.
No.
Fabinho wasn't there. All right, so Trent was there.
Trent was not even broken yet.
All right, so the front three is there. So just having that front three alone, he's still coming into better. And Coutinho. Coutinho was there as well. Because Van Dijk, he played half a season before the league-winning season, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
No. He played half a season.
What he's also coming into as well, what we have to take into account, is a much better manager. Because we just don't. I'm not saying Lampard's a bad manager. What I'm saying is at this moment, he's unproven. I think if you put Klopp managing Chelsea, to me, are Chelsea closer to the top two? Yes, because Klopp's a better manager. Same way Pep is a better manager than Lampard.
But that's the point that I'm making.
What you about not rating Lampard?
Yeah, that's the whole point that I'm making. Is with that amount of money, you have to then question the manager.
Right, but here's my thing.
Oh, last one.
Lampard gets called unproven.
Yeah.
What's Ollie then?
Just not. It's just
No. But you understand where I'm coming from, innit?
Sorry,
because
I've got a bit of a headache when you mentioned Ollie just because of the game. That's all.
Here's the thing, and listen to me now, people. I'm not trying to back Ollie. I'm trying to justify, and I'm trying to make sure the same energy is used correctly, because Lampard can't be given the term of unproven, but he's been in this job. He's been in that job only a year less.
The thing is though, even though the reason why I get onto Ollie, yes, he's unproven at this level, but there's certain things that are basic management. You've been managing 10 years now, and you don't do the basics.
All right, you know one thing I will get at with the 10-year thing. And
the thing is, I'm not saying the level. What I'm saying is, there's certain, I want to describe this correctly, there's certain attributes that go anywhere where you're managing. So it doesn't matter if you're managing in the Champions League or you're managing at Sunday League pub level. It doesn't matter whichever. Shout out Ram as well, the locker room. That's Ram. Shout out Ram.
Big Ram.
Yeah, shout out Big
Yo.
Ram. Shout out Ram. It doesn't matter if you're managing Sunday League pub level or the highest level Champions League. Certain attributes cross over. And I've not seen Ollie display this. There's certain things that are unforgivable at any level.
No, I hear you.
And he's
So-
the reason why I'm so anti him is because of that. You should have picked in 10 years. In 10 years, you should have picked this up. It's like, I don't know, being a musician and you've been recording for 10 years and you can't do ad libs correctly on your own tracks. Right? You're not an MC. You're not a rapper. Give it up. You're not a rap, like that's just basic rapping 101.
So here's a question
Go
then.
on.
If Ollie does what Lampard did yesterday and he plays Pereira on the right wing,
Yeah, I criticize him and correctly. Yeah. I
Lampard
criticise
ain't
him.
getting that smoke. That's the problem we
This is
have.
what I'm
There's
trying
not
to say.
the, it's
I
not
get
the
that.
same
You get what I'm
energy.
trying to say?
And I
Because
said
because
that.
like
Go
I
on.
said, Chelsea are not the elite club.
Yeah, they're
The
not.
two elite clubs are Liverpool and Manchester United.
And that's why
Like-
Kepa gets away with
Exactly
murder.
my point.
That's why
Because
Kepa
because
gets away with
if Ollie does that, it's all in Sky Sports. It's all over the headlines, and he's getting criticised left, right, and centre.
How many times have you seen Kepa's thing replayed?
Yeah, it's-
Exactly.
yeah. They did sweep
De
that
Gea-
because until I seen
De
it, they swept
Gea
it under
does
the
that.
rug, you know. Because I'm like,
I'm
why is this
telling
all
you
over
now.
social media? Because I seen it on Match of
Yeah.
the Day too, and I'm like, why is this mistake not everywhere?
I'm telling you now, if De Gea does that, that gets reported as De Gea cost United the game.
Allison
yeah.
does that.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Even man like Pickford, you know what I'm saying? That gets reported as Pickford cost the game. You know what I'm saying? So why is it any difference? And this is what I'm trying to say. Chelsea get away with a lot.
Yeah.
Lot.
They do. Yeah.
Like some of the losses, if you look at some of the ways they got beat and the losses they had last season, it gets
Look at the
swept
gap
right
they had
under the
on
rug.
Hughes.
They do.
In third, look at the gap they had
Yes.
on Hughes.
Yeah, it
Everyone
does-
talks about Leicester falling off.
Yeah.
What are we
Yes.
talking about?
It does get swept under the
Chelsea
rug.
absolutely
Because it's Chelsea.
bottled third.
Yeah, they does get swept under the rug, and that is again, that's a black mark against the team. Lampard also, like I say with Lampard, I'm unsure. I don't know if he's gonna be good enough or not. Obviously, from a United fan perspective, I hope he's not, because I think if he's any sort of operator, they have the squad and the players to be a problem.
He could be, but
He could
No,
be,
I
don't
honestly
know.
think
Of course.
that squad now is unbalanced,
thank
unsettled.
you.
Because
Thank
of their
you.
experience.
Yeah, nah, just the positional factors everywhere. You've got to. It's not
Go on.
like, all right, then let me put it to you like this. So if Hudson-Odoi is not your first choice winger, who's your wingers?
It's Pulisic and Ziyech.
But where are they?
Yeah, they injured.
Both
Exactly,
injured.
so then-
no, 1 second. So then, I'm saying who's your right wingers.
Oh,
Ziyech.
Ziyech.
So you've got one right winger. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's your left wingers? Pulisic, yeah, okay, he's injured. So then who's your other left winger?
I get what you're saying.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You've got your midfield is overloaded. You get what I'm saying?
You got plenty of options.
You got too many options.
And now you're trying to add Declan Rice.
I
Yeah,
don't get the Declan Rice one.
you get what I mean?
People talk
Like,
about centre back.
it's to me, in buying certain players, you're unsettling others. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, really and truly, as much as I don't think Abraham's great, Abraham's actually had a good season last year.
Yeah, he was decent.
If no. But what I'm saying is now, if Werner does Abraham numbers, Werner's had a banging season. And if Werner does that next season, he's had a banging season. Do you get what I'm saying? 19. If he gets 19 goals, he's had a banging season. Do you get what I'm saying? It's unsettling players. Giroud should probably start every game for him. Do you get what I'm saying? How does it look to Giroud when he's seeing Havertz play up front? How does it look to Abraham when he's seeing Havertz play up front? Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. They're
So
trying to improve and kick
you're
on.
messing about factors in that team, which you're not realizing. Yesterday, as Piliqueta not playing, he's thinking, what? How am I not playing?
Should you say Reece James did play?
Rudiger not even in the squad. Explain that one
Do you
to
get what
me.
I'm saying?
You know what? I thought I was so. Shout out to Carefree Lewis, because when I was speaking, when I met him and I was speaking to him about Rudiger, he don't rate Rudiger either. And I'm like, I must be the only guy that I think Rudiger's actually a
No,
decent
he is
centre
a
back,
player.
but
He's a
I must be
player.
the only one
they're talking about
who rates him.
they're talking about transferring him out, and I can't remember who they were looking to replace him in for, but it's shocking.
But yeah, moving on from that as well, one thing I do want to say is, because I waxed lyrical about it last week and I spoke about Liverpool going again and that being the difference between them retaining the title and not retaining the title, and that's why I picked City. But then I seen the transfers bringing in Diego Jota, I think is a stroke of genius, and that's why I'm now looking at it. I looked at it, I'm like, Liverpool are most likely going to retain.
I ain't gonna lie. You see,
I think Liverpool are good. I legit think, when I seen them two signings, I'm like, yeah, they've just secured. To me, them two signings have just secured Liverpool the Premier League.
they have, but you
I
know,
think
for
so.
me, do you know for me, you know which?
Unless, sorry to cut
No,
you
go
off,
on.
City do complete madness in the transfer window and add like 5 or 6 players and like 3 or 4 of them are worldies. Like I think City are now playing catch up.
But here's the thing for me.
You're going to say Jota.
Yeah. I think, for me, Jota is more of an important transfer than Thiago.
That's a fair point.
And do you know why? He is going to add or increase the amount of goals.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm coming from this angle. They will now get an extra 10 to 15 goals. Yeah? If you add an extra 10 to 15 goals to that front three, to that attack, sorry, not just front three, because he's added to that now. That's ridiculous. But here's how those goals can come. Those goals can come by him replacing Firmino in that team, whether he's up front or whatever. I think that those Jota, Mane and Salah are good enough to rotate that front three. Yeah. They can probably, each of them can play in each of those front three positions. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But what I honestly think you know what that transfer is for?
Go on.
That transfer is to let Firmino know. Now you need goals.
Yeah,
you've got a serious operator on this bench now.
You got something. There's more options.
I'm not looking at Shaqiri like you're not playing dreadful, and I'm looking at Shaqiri like, no. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or Origi, because don't get me wrong, Origi has that status there, you know, the fan favorite status, but he's not on that front three's level. We all know that. Do you get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is Jota could come in now, and I honestly think, if Salah moves into centre forward, Salah gets more goals.
True.
Salah gets more goals because those Firmino chances which are created, he's not missing. If Mane gets moved into centre forward, into the middle of that front three, he gets more goals because I think he's clinical.
Oh, he's clinical.
Do you get what I mean?
I prefer him from the left, but it's definitely an option. I'm not.
No, but here's my thing.
Yeah.
You could literally put Jota on that left where he plays, put Mane through the middle. Yeah. But then through that match, you could then move Mane and Salah. They could all interchange. That is more of a danger. That attack is more dangerous, I personally think, with Jota in there, simply because of the ableness to interchange. For me, when Firmino, if he goes out to the left or the right, he's not as potent as he can be. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It's not, and that's as I say all the time. This is not me dissing this player. I'm just stating this is my opinion. This is how I see it when I watch this football. He is better in the central, drawing out, in and out, shake it all about business. Yeah.
in and out, shake it all about.
I honestly think
that's a great analogy.
Him now with Jota.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Innit? Yeah, that's what he does. He draws out and he makes the space. But for me now, with Jota in there, I think Jota can do that, and he can do the wide play just as well.
It's a great signing.
And here's the point as well, which no one really will, because obviously you won't know because you don't watch Liverpool week in, week out. There's times last season, and I can name you the games. Tottenham, we were 1-0 down. He went to 4-2-3-1. Henderson went out to the right. Salah went through the middle. Firmino dropped to the number 10. And then Mane stayed on the left, and that's where Henderson got his goal, and that's where Salah got the goal.
Wait, sorry. I was just trying to put that. So he went 4-2-3-1. Yep. So Henderson played on the right, did you say, yeah? Who played in the 10?
Firmino.
Firmino played in the 10. Who played in the left?
Mane.
And then Salah went up top. Okay.
And then that's where we got the 2 goals from. So, for example, what did Bayern Munich play?
Same.
4-2-3-1. Who was important in that double pivot?
Thiago.
Who, when they first came to Liverpool, was playing in a 4-2-3-1? Fabinho. So you can play them 2 in a double pivot.
Hey, them 2
Firmino.
Them 2 in a double. Sorry, I just got to give them 2 in a double pivot is scary.
This is why I'm saying
Fabinho and Thiago together, because that is literally everything.
Yeah. Got it.
You then play Firmino in the number 10. Woo. You play Jota on the right, or Mane. You play the other one on the left. You then play Salah up front.
I'm telling you.
Which is Klopp. 4-2-3-1 is Klopp's go-to formation.
You know what, Salah, for me, when I was sat and I was thinking about this, I was sat and I was thinking about this, and this could be like, do you know what their team would be like? It would almost be like that Invincibles Arsenal. Where,
go on, elaborate.
You know, the front 4 is fluid, it's liquid, fam. Like, it don't matter if Youngberg's on the right, Perez is on the left, Bergkamp's up top, Henry's there. You know what I mean? It's just like, or it's Wiltord, or it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you can't you can't keep up with them. That's one thing. But that Arsenal team, I know it's a bit of a side note, but it marries into what I'm saying. They were one of the first ones to where everyone was just fluid.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not fixed positions and
it's
you're
not.
in this. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a goal where Bergkamp's on the right and he's crossing it and Ljungberg's finishing it, and you're like, shouldn't that be the other way around? Or, do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's times where Omri's crossing in or Omri's 1-2 with Perez and he's, you know what I'm saying? And they can all play each and every one of those front four positions as equally as good. Or you can either play two out of the, you know what I'm saying? Two out of the four.
You have so many options, like you said,
saying?
to go from a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3, etc., etc. He's now got more. And Liverpool already had great options anyway. Well, the first option was great. They won the league by however many points. But now you added in just the thought. I never thought about Thiago and Fabinho in a two. That's scary.
But here's the thing. What I'm gonna get
look at
as
this guy
well.
smiling.
No, because I knew straight away that at some point he's gonna do that.
I dislike you at times. You know
what
that's
I think?
really sorry. That's really scared me. I didn't think of it like that because I'm just thinking 4-3-3. He's gonna play Thiago with say a Henderson and Fabinho in the sit. But like if you play 4-2-3-1,
I fully analysed this
with the 4 with Firmino in the 10 because I've said on here Firmino on the 10 works. It's like,
because that's his natural position.
Like now, someone like a Wijnaldum,
Jesus.
like you might want to keep him, you might not.
Yeah.
But for me now, Wijnaldum's position is almost gone, and I don't mean in terms of him starting. I mean in terms of his position on the pitch, because it looks to me now like they might go to a 2-man midfield, and if that is the case, I think Keita gets in ahead of him.
Well, it's funny you should say that because 2 seasons ago when we bought Keita, Klopp famously came out in an interview and said the 2 best midfielders in the Bundesliga that year were Keita and Thiago.
There you go.
And he's now got both of them. So
you know what that's called? That's called foresight. So he's seen that and he probably said, I need him. I've already got one. Let me get the other. Do you get what I mean?
And there's one thing we've not even touched upon. The unbelievable business. 9.5 million up front for them both.
Yeah.
5 million up front.
Yeah. Like I said, I think
for Thiago, 4.5 million for Jota. Then on top of that, Kijana and Hoover going the other way to Wolves for 10 million. So that increases that fee automatically. And it's like, it came out of nowhere, the Jota one.
The Jota one literally came. Was like, what? Jota?
When I seen that, I thought I
put it in a group chat and you were like, what?
It comes so fast, I thought, that's paper talk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because
it just didn't. Media. I thought, wait, well, why would Wolves do that? You know what I mean? I was just like, no, that's, Wolves are building. To be honest, I think that's a bad sale from Wolves, if I'm being totally honest, because I think he's pivotal to how they play.
Yes, but you can't stop a player from wanting to leave.
No, I'm not saying that, but maybe squeeze a bit more pennies out there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Get more. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the price was a very good price for Liverpool.
It will be hard for them to get a Jota replacement for that money. Someone who's...
You know what? If someone could do it, though, it is definitely Nuno. There's somebody in the Portuguese league who will be able to decide. Like, that's how they probably looked at it. Like, we've seen you do this before. Your knowledge of the Portuguese league and Portuguese players, you'll pick somebody up. Maybe not at Jota's level, but adequate replacement. So say Jota, for instance, got 10 goals, 10 assists. This guy might come in and get 5 goals, 5 assists.
Here's the thing. I think Jota's outlay is, if I'm wrong, it's like 15 goals and assists or something like that. But in a better team, it can't get at me if I'm wrong as well. This is a bit vague in my mind. But I honestly believe, and look at that team, because if you look at it, a lot of them goals and Jota's scoring it. If you look at Jota's goals, the runs, he's making them himself.
And it's individual.
Yeah. It's individual. So in that team,
add him into a better team.
You're
not the focal point. Like defenders ain't looking at you like, all right, let's stop Jota. Like when you're playing Wolves, you're looking at Jota like, he's one of the main men for them.
He's literally gonna link it up to Jimenez. Yeah. Or Traore will link it up to Jimenez. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's one of them. If someone's gonna go on a run and score themselves, it's Jota. Do you get what I'm saying? So then now you add that individual brilliance into that team. Because when I look at him, he actually reminds me a lot of Mane.
In his movement.
Yeah, in terms of
his face.
Twice now.
The runs. I know I'm just going to let you talk because we're on the same page
these man be exchanging notes before the show.
I know. Nah, we actually don't, but we do mentally somehow. But it's, I'll let you finish. Joe.
Nah, because if you look at the history, this is exactly like Salah from Roma, Mane from Southampton coming into this Liverpool squad under Klopp. Very similar. Similar style of players, similar attributes, similar strengths, similar weaknesses. What's the one thing that all them three have in common? It's going to be under Klopp. Look at what Salah did when he first came, and look at him now. Or look at when he was joined to him now. Look at Mane from when he joined to where he is now. Klopp had a massive impact. Jota's got the same kind of arc.
Yes.
Imagine
How
him
old
under
is Jota?
Klopp. 23.
23.
I
so
thought,
he's gonna get
yeah. So
better.
when I seen it was like 41 million, I was thinking he's 27, 28. Like I don't know if he's spending this. And then I realised he was 23, and I was
yo,
like,
this guy's
what?
young, bro. Because I remember me saying, bro, this guy for Portugal and that, and man were like, no, he's not that good. Bro, he's good, fam. You get what I'm saying? And that's another crazy thing. That's another bit of a divert, but that's another big Portuguese player. You know what I'm saying? Like he's another player. This is why I so regret that the Euros didn't happen. But he's another big player now. That he's one of them players now. He seems to me like he's got his big move, and he'll go from strength to strength.
Yeah,
and
Especially in that system with those
Yeah.
players with that manager. It's,
Like
it's a perfect setup.
Even if he plays, he's a brilliant option for when. Don't get me wrong. This Mane's gonna have a bad game. You know what I mean? Salah will have a bad game.
Firmino.
Firmino, we already know about Firmino's struggles last season.
Yeah.
But-
You've spoke on it. In depth.
I know, but you know why I always thought it's one of those, certain players, they know they can get away with it, innit? Firmino knew last season he's getting away with it.
Yeah, because he
You
knew.
get what I'm saying? Didn't have no competition. But I'm telling you now, Jota can do Firmino's job and a bit more.
I think so. Yeah.
I honestly think he can do that, making space, drawing out, creating, and I think he's also got a better eye for goal.
And one thing, and he adds shirt sales in Portugal, which, speaking of this, David Lynch, obviously a good friend, been on the football terrace with him on shows. He's a correspondent. He's a very reliable journalist. I've said to you several times he's one of the journalists that I go to specifically when it comes to Liverpool transfer news. So obviously he's a journalist for the Evening Standard. This came out, which is fascinating. Liverpool have revealed that the home, away and third kits for this season have broken all records. As a result,
Go on.
Liverpool are donating 100 of Nike home kits to young people in Anfield in the area to celebrate. So, what's the one thing that I mentioned last week, which is pivotal, is we now get a percentage of the shirt sales.
Yeah.
So we've now broke all records from when we launched shirts. Do you understand how massive that is? Thiago adding to that, huge business. Jota in the Portuguese window and market, huge business. These are unbelievable signings because that will literally just come back into our pocket at some point. So it's like, yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was over the moon on the weekend, and then you see Thiago play. Jota's going to make his debut at some point. But listen, City aren't doing anything. They're still not buying anyone.
Yes, the ball is now in Manchester City's court. Like now
I ain't
it's
gonna
like,
lie,
all
I
right,
think-
you have to go again. And they've been weirdly quiet, which is strange from them. I expected them to come out with the whole war chest, literally throw,
honestly think-
not go in the war chest, throw the war chest at the footballing world like they're gonna come back with a vengeance. And they've been kind of quiet.
Yeah, but it's
No,
that.
and it's the thing.
Go on,
It's deep to say, but I think they've given up already.
you reckon they're done?
I
You
think,
reckon Liverpool beating them like that has took the stuffing out of them?
it's battered them. You know, like when you watch boxing, yeah?
Yeah.
And you get that heavyweight and he takes a battering.
Yeah, and he's never the same again.
He's never the same again. Why? I've said this before as well. You've just lost David Silva. You've lost arguably the greatest Spanish player in Premier League history. I say arguably. Yeah,
Definitely arguable. Definitely.
that's arguable. Because for me, prime Torres, but he just didn't do it for as long.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts. Oh yeah, shout out Faris as well, innit? Because he says, "How's everything, guys? Hope everything is well. Just finished school."
Yes, Faris, I
Salute
told
to you,
you.
Faris.
Yeah,
You know what? I
go-
had a convo with him. I told him. He said, I'm sorry, I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
need
no,
to go
after-
school. I said, go school,
Yeah,
my
man.
guy.
Handle
You
business.
get me? Say nothing, but
Yeah,
big shout to Faris
Shout
because
out
you
to
locked in
Faris.
every
There's a
time.
que- there's a-
Yeah, this guy is
Enough
literally.
love,
I
guy.
just want to give him his flowers because he's everywhere.
Yeah, he's
Like,
all.
I see
Number one,
this
man.
guy.
This guy is
everywhere.
number one,
I'm like,
bro.
yo, how you get into places before I am? I'm from a fair life view. Faris is there.
Yeah.
Sarcasm City. Faris
is there, bro.
Football terrorist. Man might go on 5 minutes late. Faris is on.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
comments.
There is
That
one-
Liverpool show, he might be there. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
he's on there. There's
Salute
one
to him.
question I want to think of, which is, do you guys think City buying a top quality centre back is not enough for them? And it's at the end of City dominance, so it's basically just touching on the point that we're making. Obviously, that's Ram.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Shout out, man.
Shout out.
here's my thing, right? Is I have a different take on it as to why City aren't spending.
Right, go on.
What was the one thing that City had looming over their heads?
Was it the whole
Ban
UEFA
thing.
ban?
Why is that? Because they were spending money they shouldn't have been spending.
Yeah.
So what you think?
I genuinely think City are now being a lot more cautious. Because if they go out and spend 90 million on Koulibaly, you honestly telling me that UEFA aren't going to be looking into that straight away?
Yeah, but you know what it is with them.
They were a little bit shot shy.
Yes.
You know what you're saying?
But you know what? Yeah, they've got enough. They've got like baggage. You know, like baggage players. They could lick off 3 man and get some
sell
Koulibaly
players.
money.
No, I'm not.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but my point is if I wasn't guilty, I would go out and spend the money instantly.
Yeah.
Because I won that Premier League title back.
Everyone knows that City were guilty. City were banned to rights, fam. City were banned to rights. The joke thing is, it's probably more Skrilla that got him out of it. You know what I mean? It's probably more money that got him out of the thing. But it's one of them. For me, Pep is under like.
No, he's under immense pressure because now for the first time, I think your reputation is being tested.
Is on the line.
Like,
Where was the energy last year, though? The guy
yeah.
lost more Premier League games than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Might get Mourinho, you know.
He could be, and that's sad to see. The way I said
That's
last
a lot
week,
worse than Mourinho.
Yeah, it's a lot worse, but it's sad to see in terms of because I respect talent and success. To see someone who would go down if there was a manager or Hall of Fame, you walk into that. So to see you go out like this, it's like, wow, this is the first time, hypothetically, you've been punched on the chin, and now you don't want to fight no more for the boxing analogy. Now you don't. You're Pep Guardiola. Like, fight back.
He's used to just broken man down,
this
innit?
is what I'm saying,
He's
but-
Tyson. He's doing bad Tyson knockouts,
but this is
innit?
what I mean. There was no fight back last season.
And
that's why he lost. Yeah, but that's why he lost more games than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last year.
that's what I'm
18
saying
points
is,
behind.
I'm like, so, all right, that's a bad loss there. Like, everything you just said there, we spoke on it in depth. Like, there's many as you can go back shows from last year. You know what I'm saying? Of us
we could do like a Pep show reel.
We've
bro.
got
Before
a
we
back
were going live
catalogue.
on YouTube, we do have a back catalogue. That's so. All right, so that's happened. It's like, all right, maybe that's a one-off. In the summer, you're gonna regroup, go again, band together, big chip on your shoulder. All right, this is the first time my kingdom has been challenged, so to speak, and we're not king of the castle. This now Liverpool. I'm gonna go fight and get that crown back. You have all the tools to do it. You still have, even obviously losing David Silva, you still have a great squad. You still have your Fernandinho's, your Aguero's, your De Bruyne's. Obviously, players that injured, get older, etc. But you still have quality Mahrez. You still have Sterling. Maybe Bernardo Silva, etc., etc. Laporte's back.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, just to see you just be quiet, and I thought it was just good. It was gonna be like, I thought what Chelsea are doing, City were gonna do in terms of
if you
every
would've
5
said-
minutes you just like, City signed another player.
Yeah. If you would have said after that season, someone at the end of the season's gonna buy, you know what I mean? Someone's gonna get in an experienced centre back.
Yes.
They're gonna get in a £70 million wonder kid attacking midfielder. A £50 million striker who's looking like he can be one of the deadliest in Europe.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? If you would have reeled off all that, a backup goalkeeper, you know what I'm saying? If you would have reeled a left back, whoa, one second, bro.
This analogy's brilliant. Keep going.
This
analogy's brilliant.
Lampard did a little robs or something, a little robbery on Pep's notebook or something. You know what I'm saying? This is literally 1 second. He's literally gone and bought everything that City need.
Yeah, pretty much.
If
so.
you actually deep it, he's bought everything. Werner is a Aguero replacement because he's aging. The whole left back situation is mad. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what he needed.
Ziyech is
Chilwell
another
was his
Mahrez.
transfer.
Chilwell was his transfer.
Chilwell was his transfer, fam. Do you get what I'm saying? If you say I've lost Sane, I need another winger. Ziyech. Do you understand what I'm saying, bro? If you actually deep this now,
Mate,
this is mad, you know.
This analogy's brilliant. Keep
But
going.
Thiago Silva from a company to replace that aspect
Who is
of
an
the team.
actual leader in the changing room.
Yo, fam, everything. Even as mad as it sounds, because he's not good enough.
Yeah.
But the whole chasing a defensive midfielder, i.e. Declan Boyle Rice.
Yeah.
But
Boiled Rice.
if he, I doubt he would go for him. So he would have his own
He'd
one.
have a DM to
Do
go
you get
for.
what I'm saying?
type of
So-
thing. Yeah.
And then the creme de la creme, an attacking midfielder for the next 10 years. There goes Kai Havertz.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like
Literally, you could take all the Chelsea transfers and put them in City's team, and they all make sense, probably barring the goalkeeper.
Nah, because I'd say they probably need a goalkeeper.
You reckon they need a goalkeeper? You harsh. You reckon they need a
Nah,
goalkeeper?
because who's
They
who's
need
the
a backup.
goalkeeper?
Nah, but
Bravo.
what I'm saying is,
Ain't Bravo going or gone?
nah, but what I'm saying is Mendy's been brought in. Mendy's been brought in to be first.
Yeah,
choice,
yeah,
is
yeah.
what I'm
But
saying.
what we're saying
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
forget
Still a goalkeeper.
forget the name Mendy.
Yeah.
A goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper
right,
would be.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
So
yeah.
nah, it's mad actually. Yeah. I don't know what I got.
Chelsea have come with a
Go on
vengeance,
for
but
Pep.
I was expecting that vengeance from Manchester City.
All right, let me put this to you here.
Yeah, go on,
Controversial.
go on.
Pep spends that money. It's better players.
That ain't controversial. That's facts.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. But that being said, I do like Chelsea signings.
No, I
I'm
like
not
Chelsea
saying that.
signings.
I'm not saying that I like him, but I don't think Pep. See, here's where I'm going with it. Here's the angle.
Go on.
Pep is more experienced to know that you cannot buy that many inexperienced players at once.
Yes, because he's experienced. In,
Pep wouldn't go out and get a Thiago Silva at centre back.
He wouldn't get a Thiago Silva.
Nope.
No, I think he might. But he wouldn't. He wouldn't be his first choice. He'd probably get someone else.
Yeah, no, that's my point. He'd get someone else to go with it.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He'd get someone else. He'd say, right,
He'd get two centre backs.
You're gonna do 15 games for me this year.
Because
Do you get what I'm saying?
He signed Ake and he signed Torres.
So all right then, no, that makes sense. If he gets Ake and the Thiago Silva,
Perfect sense because
That
Ake
makes
can learn
sense.
from a Thiago Silva.
do you get what I'm saying? And like I
Farris
said,
just said, incredible analogy. Yeah, that you knocked that analogy out of the park.
Ake would play however many games. Thiago Silva would play however many games.
Champions League games, for
Yes,
example.
you get what I'm saying? Those when he likes to go to back three, cheese and bread. When he likes to go to a back three, that would be perfect. Someone like a Thiago Silva. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he's in the back three, you can get covered for the legs, but he's in good shape anyway. So it won't even be
It's
a
not like
legs
he's
thing.
slow.
It'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
more experience. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, there's something going on at City, and I think you might have hit the nail on the head there, Stroll. It might be to do with this financial fair play.
Definitely.
Because for me, you don't go and buy Ake, 40 mil, good signing.
Yeah.
Ake is a good signing if you buy more signings to go with it.
Yes, he adds into it. He can't
So
be
if
your main.
if he had bought a left back, and even if you look at that Ferran Torres, when's the last time City bought a 20 mil winger?
See, this is the point.
No. 20 million pound winger, you know,
This
deep that.
is the
That's
point
why
that
Strong
I am.
will be
This
good.
is the point that I'm trying to make. They've gone from Sane, which is steak and all the sides, to Ferran Torres, right? Who realistically didn't play. He was in and out of Valencia's team. So you've gone from steak with all the
Trimmings.
toppings to beans on toast.
Yeah.
Beef burger.
It's awful. Like, and how's no one questioning this? They've spent 61 million.
You know why people don't question it? The same point because that adds into it because it's Manchester City as well. Similar to the Chelsea thing, because it's Manchester City, it's not even being disrespectful to them. Nobody cares like that. They don't move anything like that.
Yeah, but they should though. But this is the point.
Yeah,
like,
that's what. But the thing is, that's why shows like this exist because how long have we been? We've been probably a year ago. We've been speaking.
if Manchester United had that title
this.
defence, it's everywhere.
Oh yeah, of course.
18 points behind.
Yes.
You give up before Christmas.
Yeah. They gave.
You're
up.
Pep
No,
Guardiola.
Yeah,
You're meant to be the elite of the elite managers.
Yeah. And that
How are
means
you losing more Premier League games than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Yeah, you love that one,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah, that's what it is,
You're
that's
gonna
the
beat
same.
him with that stick
Yeah.
forever, innit?
Always.
Because Ram says here, would Pep be up there in the plethora of elite managers like Fergie / Jose if he runs away from City and moves to Juve?
Wait. Before, are you telling me that Fergie lies down and lets
No,
that
he
happen?
don't lie down, but that's why he's the GOAT. So he's not lying down. What I will say is, we can't take away from what Pep has done.
No, you
before
can't.
this. All that would do if he does what you said there, Ram, is that's a big black mark on his record. Like that's a big weakness. Like it's a big L to take type of thing, and it takes him it takes him out of the GOAT conversation. Because I said this when he joined City, if he dominated that City, won multiple Premier League titles, won Champions Leagues at Manchester City, that would put him in the GOAT conversation. But he's not done that.
One thing I'll just say on that Fergie comment. Do you know why these men could never ever get in that Fergie realm? You have to understand Fergie was supposed to retire. I'll give you a bit of homework here. Fergie was, if you didn't know, if you're a bit young, the younger audience, I love yous. Fergie was retiring, what was it, like 02?
0-2.
02, 03? Can't remember. Andy Cole left, couple next man left, card, and he was retiring.
Yap Stam left.
Yap Stam, and then he went back on his word. Man did another 10 years, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Man did another 10 years.
Facts.
Yeah,
Man,
because
what did he say? I've not been with my wife on a weekend for 35 years.
Yeah, because literally,
Come on, bro.
Because literally, he said to his wife, "I'm retiring," and she looked at him, and this is Fergie's quote. She was like, "I knew he was never going to retire because you could still see it in his eyes.
You
He
know
had
what
that
I'm saying?
hunger because you could see, even though he said he was going to retire, he was jotting stuff down, planning."
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but
And then man went out. Here's the maddest.
Go on.
A man went out, rebuild United again, went and got Rooney, Ronaldo, you know, and then built another legacy.
Yeah, but this is so
How
this
many
is the
managers
key
would do
point.
that after the treble and all of that?
So you lost the title, right? To City on the last day, right? What did Fergie instantly go and do? What do I need to win me the Premier League title next year? Give me Van Persie.
Give me Van P.
The most impossible transfer at that time. Give me Van Persie. I win you this league. Where is that from Pep? It's nowhere to be seen. But no one talks about it because it's City and it's Pep. And it's like, well, no, I know City are not an elite club. I know City are not of the Manchester United, Liverpool level. I get that. They're not the same level club as Arsenal either. They've just got unbelievable amounts of money. But Pep Guardiola is meant to be the greatest manager of this era. Where is the same energy for Pep Guardiola?
Here's the maddest thing now.
You bringing it to him?
Here's the maddest thing. So without the P's now, yeah, without the P's and a big spend,
Because all the eyes are on him now because of FFP.
where's Pep now? So
You're under pressure.
we're saying he's the checkbook manager of the century, innit? Let's keep it all the way real. He's the checkbook manager of the century. Without that checkbook now, you gotta do your thing. You get what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Don't ever get me wrong. I'm not really disrespecting him either. I like to throw him a little disrespect claimers here and there. He could turn up this season and do a madness.
Yeah,
He's very capable of it. You know what I'm saying? He could turn Gabriel Jesus into an absolute animal this year, for all we know. He could come with something mad and Mahrez is a false nine. And you know what I'm saying? And And Mahrez gets 20
Definitely
goals.
capable of doing
Do
it.
you get what I'm saying?
And that's what makes it more sad of him lying down, because I think you genuinely have the ability
Yeah.
to do it. There's no doubt in your
But
talent.
do you know what the maddest thing is about all of this? If anything, it's kind of set up for him to do this, because if I'm wrong, City haven't played yet, have they?
Nope, they play tonight.
Play
They play tonight.
Actually,
This
I
is
think
what
they're
I'm
on
saying.
now.
So here's the thing. He could like see what everyone else is doing and go, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it different this year. No talking. And I'll talk on the pitch. So we'll see in it. Because I don't want to doubt this guy, because I honestly think, for me, he's the if anyone could challenge Fergie's legacy,
Yeah, it's him.
it's him.
Him and Mourinho were the two who could do it. And Mourinho's fell by the wayside now.
Mourinho's done now.
Yeah,
Mourinho's
he's-
gone.
he's fell by the
barring
wayside.
an absolute miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah. For all right then, for Mourinho to challenge that theory now, he has to go and dominate the league and win the Champions League with Spurs. That's an almighty feat. Yeah. But I'm telling you now, that's an almighty feat for Mourinho. Pep could still do that now.
Yeah, he's
Pep
still in the
could
winning.
win
That's what I
2,
said.
3.
Yeah.
Pep could win out of the next 5 years. He could win 3 Premier Leagues, and he could win 2 Champions Leagues. He could.
But he
I
should
don't
have done
think-
that
no, he
last
should have,
year.
But I don't think he will.
We'll be interested
But
to see.
he could. Pep has everything in his artillery, in his mind.
Yeah.
The tactics, all of that.
He's capable.
He still has the good players. He could. This Ferran Torres kid, he could turn this 20 million guy into an animal.
Yeah,
Do you
we
get what I'm
don't know.
saying?
We'll soon
He could
find
turn Ake into an animal. It's one of them.
We'll soon find out.
He has it in his artillery, innit?
Alright, so
But
moving
we'll
on.
see.
So moving on from this, because obviously, well, we're leaving United to the end, people. So we'll obviously go through the rest of the results from the weekend. Everton 5, West Brom 2.
Oh, jeez, I'm Brett. Whoa, you know what?
We got to give Ancelotti his
Bro,
flowers for what
why
he's done
did
so
we
far.
not
We got to give Rodriguez his
speak
flag.
about him earlier?
That pass from Rodriguez that he chipped over to
Oh.
Richarlison for then Calvert-Lewin. It's just a touch.
Bro,
of
have you seen that meme?
Rodriguez's goal. Go on.
Have you seen that meme? It's that
Go on.
it's like a meerkat or something,
Yeah, it's the meerkat.
and it's
Yeah.
Alan.
And Calvert-Lewin, and yeah, so those who don't
Yo.
know, it's a meerkat saying Alan, and then someone had tweeted it with that gift or that video and saying this is Calvert-Lewin every time Everton win the ball back, and Calvert-Lewin even
Retweeted it,
Yeah,
yeah.
Even he was like, yeah, facts, with the laughing
Facts.
emojis. Yeah, you probably can't believe his look.
Bro,
Probably
this
can't believe
kid,
his look.
I'm so happy for him. You know,
I'm genuinely happy. for him.
I actually smiled on the inside when I seen this brother get his hat trick, because I thought, you know what? If there's any little kids out there who want to know how far hard work can take you,
It's Calvert-Lewin.
that's Calvert-Lewin's that.
Yeah.
Because he's like a football fairy tale in the, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's worked his way up. Do you know what I'm
you. I
saying?
don't
The
know if
key
it was-
word there is worked.
Yes.
He's worked
Worked.
hard.
Hard work, yes, dedication. And one thing I do want to point out as well, I think it was the third goal, the header that he scored.
Yeah.
Again, another one.
Them
That's two
madman
in a
headers,
row.
innit?
What a
Like,
header.
Quality, like, that's a real, like, I knew he was good in the air, but I didn't know he was like that.
You know
like,
what he's got? He's honestly got. I'm gonna call it now.
Yeah.
He's got that 90s header in, bro.
like Duncan Ferguson.
He's
He
that
was
Duncan
talking to-
Ferguson.
Yeah.
That, you know what? It's not even like Andy Cole header in and
Like
Dwight
Tim
York.
Cahill had it.
It's that, yes. It's
Yeah.
that Duncan Ferguson, Alan Shearer heading.
Yeah.
That like proper meathead heading. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you
Like Andy Cole and York had them diving headers because the crosses were different.
Yeah.
These men are like
These guys are
headering
old school.
some. You know what I'm saying?
These lot are getting crosses from left midfielders and right midfielders.
Yes.
Not wingers.
Yes, they're like boom. Them man are headering. These men are headering some bricks at times. You know what I mean? It's like,
Good
ooh,
header.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
yeah,
Like,
we have to wax lyrical
what's it?
about.
What they call it? Jumping like a salmon or something.
Yeah. Open the air like a salmon.
That's
You
what.
can
That's
get
what he's actually doing.
He is. So yeah, we have to wax lyrical about Rodriguez's goal.
Oh.
Great take. The goal from outside the box. Great take.
Do you know who I think
Great
deserves a lot of credit as well, though?
Who?
My guy, bro.
Who?
Yo, Richie Dunn.
All
man.
right, relax. fam.
Richie Dunn,
Okay.
Richarlison, my guy.
I knew you was gonna try.
You
to
get
give
me?
us some- yeah,
With the little, yo, man's taking it back
Yeah,
with the
relax,
blonde on
mate.
the top as well.
Relax, mate.
Oh, come on, fam.
Come this time next season, he's not even starting for these lot, mate.
Brother.
He's not even starting for these
Nah, he
lot.
probably won't. Because
He's
they'll
not-
probably get.
Yeah,
man's
they're
probably
gonna
gonna go
get
get Insigne next season or something mad, fam. You know this Ancelotti, bro.
Ancelotti on the
He's on a mission.
And I criticised Pep for lying down and just giving up type of thing. I have to praise Ancelotti for his age with his resume to go and work on his project. I have to
This is why
Because this
he
is
did
a big
spoke on
project.
that, yes.
That's
I have to give him
GOAT
credit.
mentality.
Yes. And not everyone has that because the thing is, your legacy is cemented. Like, you don't have. If he retired tomorrow,
He's won
no one's
titles in
questioning him.
every league that he's
bro.
in.
Yeah,
You could be sat at home or you could be sat at home or on the board at Real, on the
Yeah.
board at AC, on the
Yeah.
board at Juventus, wherever, director, chilling.
PSG, wherever.
Yeah, he could
Or
be
he's
doing
got
what he
to
wants.
Everton, and you can see what he's doing and what he's trying to add. So yeah, to
They're
score
a
5,
problem.
yes,
One thing I will say is, though, he's got a serious area that he needs to address.
Hit me.
A serious area.
Between
Yeah.
the sticks.
left wing.
No,
Joking.
because you've got Jordan Pickford in that,
Yeah.
who, how he's still England number one is absolutely beyond me. I'm going to touch on that in a second because I'm still irritated. But the first West Brom goal, he dives late. His positioning is awful. If you add a Nick Pope to this Everton team, it is a huge upgrade. A Dean Henderson, a huge upgrade.
Do you know what
Even
it is,
Kepa
though?
is an upgrade, and that's saying
You know
something.
what it is though? Honestly, that's probably now the last area he's looking at.
That's what I'm
And-
saying. He's probably looking at it in terms of, okay, I don't want to because we spoke about Chelsea and changing it too much. He probably
Yeah, yeah.
didn't want to bring too many players in to upset the apple cart. I don't know where that phrase came from, but you know what I meant.
Straight
Excellent.
out of the back
Yeah,
pocket.
I know. I
Straight
just-
out of the back pocket.
just
That is
really
out
don't
of the
use
media
that.
training.
Yeah,
That's media trading folders.
There we go.
Yeah,
Here we go again. Here we go.
Here we go again.
for those of you that can't see, there's a little desk there next to Flawless, and he's got a little media trained
Yeah, that's what it is,
tray
yeah.
there.
Yeah, jeez. I'm gonna cut this clip up as well, by the way. Yeah, this media train stuff. So yeah, I don't know, cause I never used that ever. But yeah, he didn't want to upset the team. So maybe he's looking at it like, all right, I'll give Pickford. You man a fool. I want to give Pickford a chance and let's see what he can do, and then he'll address these areas in the summer, similar to what Pep did when he first went in that City. Yes, he bought a lot of players, but he obviously bought Bravo. And if Bravo didn't work out, it'll go again type of thing. So it's like, all right, let's see what these can do. Stefano says, what do you think of, is it Digne? Is that what the
Digne,
fullback
He's
is?
Digne,
hard,
Digne.
bro.
Digne is a
I said
quality
that
left
was a
back.
I
coup
think,
when
yeah.
they got him.
I think he's quality.
You have
Like,
to
he's very
you have
good
to
going
understand
forward.
when they got him, he was the France left back. This is the most stacked national team out there, bro. They've got
This is
Wait,
what
wait,
I'm saying.
is
Yeah, he
Digne
was France's
French?
left. Yeah, he's French.
French
I
is
didn't even know he was French.
the French
Yeah.
left back, bro. First
Yeah, so
team,
they've
my
got
guy.
him. They've got him. The two Hernandezes.
Jesus.
This is what I'm
Yo,
saying,
what's
bro.
going on in all right, we need to establish this. Let's get onto it. What is going on in France? Like, what's in that water that you man are just producing world stars
it's that-
after world stars?
that
after world- be
Clairefontaine,
careful.
bro.
What the Vavavoom? Is that
Nah,
what it
that's
is?
the academy, bro.
yeah,
They've got that
that's
man.
what-
listen,
Everyone
yeah.
goes there.
Yeah, if you watch the Nicholas Anelka documentary, it tells you about it. It's
I
an
need to
actual.
watch that,
It's a school. So we used to have it.
Yo, United
England
need
used
send
to
our
have
players.
it.
Just go send the
Bro,
scout there
like,
and just get
alright
the
then,
scouts.
England-
there.
name a
England's
French
golden
player.
generation came through R1. They've got that.
Name a French player who's a big player over the last 20 years.
I
That
did
all
not
went
got
there.
there. I
Trezeguet
did not know he was-
went there.
Henry, Trezeguet.
I did
Pires
not know that.
went there.
I did not know
Wiltord
that
went
Diggy
there.
was French. I just never thought about it.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
I'm like, yo, their back line literally could be Upamecano, you get Varane, and Digne. That's three back four.
They were playing Upamecano the other day, made his debut for France, bro.
And then
Yeah, this is what I
there's
mean.
probably 3 or 4 world class centre backs I probably forgot
Laporte.
about. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Bro,
But
I'm
yeah,
telling you now, yeah.
go on.
There, if you look at that team, what he's assembling,
He's putting something together
it's
special.
going under the radar.
It is going under the radar. And one thing I think people are forgetting as well, once fans are back, Goodison was already a hard place to go.
Yes.
Goodison's an awful
Doesn't matter.
place.
Doesn't matter.
Horrible. It's
It's a horrible place to go. It doesn't matter if they're playing well, if they're in bad form. Nobody goes to Goodison. Obviously, you have the occasional game where they get battered, but it's rare teams go to Goodison and have an easy game
Yeah, but-
and win 4
It's
5
all,
0.
you know what? I'll say one thing about
Yeah.
Goodison. The teams who struggle most at Goodison are the big teams.
Because they get up for it more. So this comes
When
on
fans
to
are back, that's what I was
because
gonna
this
say.
comes
Go
on
on.
to my point. I go into every Merseyside derby at Anfield against Everton, thinking, walk in the park. I'm now looking at this team, bar Pickford, thinking they might actually beat us at Anfield at some point. You know,
Serious
a
team,
game.
bro. In Rodriguez, do you know what he's managed to do? He's got an absolute world beater. Like you can see now, like when just these 2 matches I'm watching him play, it's like, what did Real Madrid not see?
and you can
You know what
already
I'm saying? Like how I've watched some Real Madrid teams where you needed a little something like that in your team.
see the difference that he's having. So Rodriguez on the team, but you can also see the impact that Ancelotti's having on Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And we
The
spoke about it.
confidence.
And we
That's
spoke-
how good of a man manager he is.
He is. And we spoke about it as well because we mentioned this. This goes back to the top of the show when we talk about managers playing players out
In
of
their
position
positions.
and who can get out, who can get away with it. Yes, he has. Correct me if I'm wrong. Rodriguez is kind of playing from the right, where he's drifting in. And when you're under Ancelotti and you have a system in place, when you have Decore and Allen behind you,
But
it enables you to do it.
But because the reason why it works for Everton is so Rodriguez plays on the right, he's left footed. What's he naturally going to do?
Drifting.
So then what does that leave for for Coleman to go into?
Space.
Space and overlap.
that's
And
Coleman's
their
number one.
fullbacks
Yeah.
like to go forward.
And they're going to cross in for.
And then they've got the
Mr.
stability. Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin.
they've got
Yeah.
the stability with
Yeah,
Decore
I'm
and
saying.
Allen to just fill in. So they're always at a back four and they're always set.
Yeah.
So they're never going to get left overloaded, which is
Like,
why I'm
absolute
telling you,
salmon in the box, bro.
Ancelotti.
Salmon in the box.
Ancelotti knows exactly what he's doing because, like we said last week, he can go to a diamond at some points if he needs to.
You know why he'll love Calvert-Lewin? And don't slate me for this comparison.
If you say what I was about to say, I'll kill you.
He's like he's not him, but he's a classic centre forward. He's a old school centre forward, and I'm not saying Inzaghi, but he's that. He's not that type, but how I'm putting it is, his dribbling's not excellent.
What you're saying is that he's not the best in terms of talent.
He's literally a fox in the box.
Yeah.
And that is.
See, Ram said here that he's like Inzaghi. He thinks he's like.
Do you get what I'm
I think
saying?
he's a better footballer. Like, don't get me wrong, Inzaghi as a finisher, I think his quality. He's one of
Yes.
the best strikers I've ever seen in
Ever.
terms of finishing. But put him outside the box.
Do you remember what Fergie said? He was born offside.
He is.
But
But
you know
in
what I'm
terms
saying?
of like him dropping deep and trying to link up or go out wide, that's not Inzaghi's game.
It's one of them, like you have to look at him and you say he'll probably lick his lips at the thought of having someone like a Calvert-Lewin because number one, he's an old school striker. Reference him, I always call him a 90s striker.
Shevchenko-esque.
He's
Inzaghi-esque.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
Number one.
Like, you're gonna anything you ask him to do, he's gonna do for you. He's not gonna question anything.
Even if you watch his game, he does a lot of running in the channels. He's tiring the defender.
Yeah.
He's tiring the defender. He's picking his moment.
Never letting him set.
He doesn't let them set. Like even like that first goal where it's the tapping, and he's just like back heels it in.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not even the best back heel, but you know
It's
that's
effective.
because that it's effective, but that's because he's sharp. He's on the ball. He's moving.
That's key though. I like that description because we used that about Danny Ings when we spoke of him. Sharp.
Do you get what I mean?
Sharp.
A lot of strikers, in that like this.
Yeah.
There were a lot of strikers, but hands in the air, waiting for the ball, saying, "Why have I not got this ball?
Move,
Why has it not got to me?" No, he's seeing it bobble off here, bounce off him. Right, I'm gonna go
On
stand
the
there.
move.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm
but
saying?
you don't
Last
realise.
point on it, go on,
Sorry
Sean.
to interrupt. You don't realise why that's important because he's making unselfish runs for the
Yes,
team. So, for
yes,
example,
yes.
as he pulls into the channel and then the centre back goes with him. That creates then space for a
Rodriguez.
Sigurdsson, a Rodriguez, a Richarlison to pick things up. And then, for example, and then it all works off the back of him. So if you look at the AC Milan team that Ancelotti had, Kaka, Rodriguez, Gattuso, Allen, Decore, Seedorf. Like
he's kind of build. Obviously, we're not saying people before
so
he's taken out of context.
He's going off that model.
Yeah.
That mold.
Yeah,
I was just saying that because you know how people like to try and take.
He's just the core is as
Yeah.
good as Seedorf.
He's like,
That's what I'm saying. That's what man will be out. Get it?
but he's going back to the blueprint that's got him success.
What he knows. And in order for that to work, you need that hard-working centre forward who things can bounce off.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
He's
That's
very
what you call
effective.
it.
He occupies centre backs.
Which is
Yes.
exactly what
Never-
Inzaghi and Shevchenko used to do.
Never an easy game, because like you say, Inzaghi being born offside, because man was just a nuisance.
Yeah.
This guy was always on the move. Can't sit still.
You know how sick it is. You know, as a defender, you probably know this guy's going to be offside, but you then know he's going to try and come back in and get back onside. So then you go and follow him. So then he's drawn you out.
Yeah.
You know,
And then naturally
you're
you drop
thinking-
deeper.
You're actually thinking, of this guy, what he's going to do, and then as you're thinking of what this guy's going to do, you took your eyes off the game for that split second. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. Moving on, we will get to, like I said, the majority of the games, even if we breeze through some of them. I have to talk about this. Southampton 2, Spurs 5. Son scored 4, if I'm correct. Let me double check that. And Kane got 4 assists, 4 great goals. Plenty of goals across the Premier League as well, by the way. I just want to say that.
Yeah,
shout out to these tackles in
plenty
the
of
Premier League.
goals.
Goals everywhere. Goals everywhere. I'm looking at the results like 5-2. Newcastle lost 3-0 to Brighton. Chelsea, Liverpool 2-0. Leicester and Burnley 4-2. Like, goals
You know what
everywhere.
that is? It's a fitness. You know what it is? I was saying this. It's a fitness thing.
Goals everywhere.
It's a fitness thing.
Goals everywhere.
It's literally due to everyone not being as fit, and that it's kind of like this start of the season. It actually doesn't remind me of the start of
Aiden
the
Andrews
season.
says, not son, we have to call him father now.
Father.
You might have fools.
One thing I will say is, if you look at Kane's performance,
Yeah.
you will see more Kane assists than goals this season.
This is where
Go on.
I have a theory on this.
Go on. There we go.
This is due to Kane
We are interlinked, swear down.
knowing that his legs are going. Kane knows his legs are going. I said this for a long time. I said this from the England game. I can't remember what it was. It might have been the World Cup, where every time I seen Sterling run past Kane, and I was like, what's going on here? You want to see Kane on the end of everything. And I've noticed this for a while now. Kane's allowing players to go past him.
And he can drop and pick up the ball.
And I think we're going to see a different Harry Kane now. And I think this is where the whole Bale thing
Comes into play.
is going to be like creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Could be dangerous. You're going to see them dovetail. Thank me later.
Go on.
It's another one.
Yeah,
You're going to see
I'm gonna
them
use that at a later date.
interchange.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to be. Because I don't think Bale's coming in as a winger.
No.
You reckon he's
think-
coming in as a 9?
This is the shirt number he's been given.
Oh, has he been given the number 9?
Been given number 9.
No, okay.
So,
And then Kane's going to play as a 10.
So, not literally, I don't think they'll start there. I think Bale will start behind Kane.
Yeah.
But I think they will be able to do this.
Okay.
Because you have to remember, when Bale left Tottenham, he was playing 10.
I just want to give credit as well to, like I said, Son, we've waxed lyrical about quality. Like, all 4 finishes. And Ndombele, I think it was for the equaliser, he did the Maradona turn. And
Yeah,
then
did the
Maradona
Maradona
turn.
Yeah, it was quality. You
Or,
got to give that.
just to touch on JV's point,
Go on.
you look at Liverpool's front three. The 2 wingers that can make them inverted runs,
Yeah.
and the one that drops deeper. You put Bale that side, Son that side, Salah,
All right, so
Mane.
I'll ask you this question. Can Mourinho get a tune out of these?
Yeah.
Or is he going to get sacked and mash it all up?
If you
Because
can't get, if
Southampton
you
did
can't,
Southampton played right into Spurs' hands with no press on a high line.
I think these players will get a tune out of themselves.
yeah,
Due to
Okay.
the respect which Bale carries.
Yeah.
In essence, it's like us getting Ronaldo back. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's their equivalent.
Okay.
Bale is the Tottenham
Because
equivalent.
we just seen Spurs last week be absolutely awful.
Exactly.
The manager criticised them. So I'm like, all right, you played against Southampton. Yes, to win 5-2 anywhere, you deserve your
good,
plaudits. But Southampton did play into your hands with that high line and no press.
but what did they do though? Or what did you notice from that game? Because I looked at Mourinho's comments. I then looked at, for example, an Ndombele. He worked hard off the ball. he was chasing stuff, lost causes. So Mourinho's comments was they're not chasing anything, they're not fighting for lost causes, they give up. I didn't see any give up. So although he was wrong with the manner that he said it, I still stand by the point I made last week. He was right with what he said, just the way he approached it. You say that in the change room, you don't say that in the press. You keep things behind closed doors, but you got a reaction out of him because of what he said. And there's a fine line which Mourinho walks, which is the problem, and which has got him success, but at the same time it's gonna be his downfall. Look at Manchester United, the prime example. You've got to know your players. Luke Shaw isn't that kind of player you can walk that line with, because you just send him the other way. Might be able to do that with John Terry because he's got a different mentality. You might be able to do that with a Frank Lampard, a Didier Drogba. So you might be able to do that with a Harry Kane. You might be able to do that with a Gareth Bale, a Son. Because they're like, okay, then you're saying that. Watch what I do, but you can't do that with a Ben Davis.
There's only so much a Bale will take off.
Exactly my point.
And that's why I think it is all gonna end in tears, so to speak. But I think the next manager coming in, looking at Spurs, I say that about Chelsea and United as well. I add them in the mix. You're looking at them as a top manager, being like, these are good. Yeah, I've got a good set of players to work with.
The stadium,
add bits,
the facilities.
And the stadium. You look at it, you're like,
You know, one thing I want to touch on, and it's away from the actual game, but it's still Tottenham based. Have you seen this whole thing of Tottenham wanting Jesse Lingard?
I've heard about this. Makes sense though.
And Ali, PSG.
That's wild to me.
No, that's the supposed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's wild to me.
I can see that working. Bro, if they buy Gay from Everton and Herrera from us.
I rate Gay.
No, I do, but do you get what I mean? Like, for me, I've thought about Dele Alli, and I think he might be more suited to continental style football.
Yeah, apparently he's going PSG.
Not in terms of his technical ability, but in terms of how he approaches the game. Yeah. He doesn't really approach the game like an English midfielder. But yeah, that's another mad one.
All right, so let's address the elephant in the room.
Well, before we do, can I just touch on the FA Cup? One thing I wanted.
Oh yeah. You know what? Let me just go to the toilet while you do that. Go on, touch on it.
So, for those of you that are in tune with the world of football YouTube, obviously you've got the big ones, Palmer's, SE Dons, salute to my brother Straps here, Big Gino and the man over there, and then you've got obviously Hashtag United, which was formed by Spencer Owen. Obviously his brother's involved, his dad's involved, and obviously his fiance Alex is also involved as well. Now, for those of you that don't know, they joined the actual football pyramid, won the league, got promoted. They were going to probably win the league last year and get promoted as well, but obviously COVID happened and the league was null and void, which is unfortunate for them. But they played in the FA Vars last year, which then meant that they could qualify and actually participate in the actual FA Cup this year. They've got an unbelievable manager in Devs, so I watch a lot of their content and I take a lot of the stuff that he says from a management point of view when I take it into my team. And they're actually playing in the FA Cup tonight now. They entered the preliminary round, won that at the stadium where they used to play in.
Big shout.
They then played a team who was the league above them, went into penalties, and over 30 penalties were taken. It was a madness. Keepers were getting involved.
That's like nearly some players would have took him 3 times, isn't it?
No, so some players took it twice.
Yeah.
And then you've got so then that happened. They went through, and then they played in the FA Vars again a couple of days later, and then now they're actually not only in the FA Cup, probably the furthest they've been in their history is actually being shown by BBC. So if you watch the Leicester game yesterday on BBC, they were actually promoting the Hashtag United game, and this just goes to show that one, they started off on a grassroots level, so they've got an actual Sunday team. They've now actually invested in, they've merged with different women's teams. So one of the most successful women's teams in Essex has actually merged under the Hashtag United banner. They've now got, I think it's over 50 different teams from kids of all different ages. So they've gone from grassroots level.
Like
So it's like you've now got a progression from kids all the way through to the first team, which is an actual league, and it's in the league pyramid. So I just want to say salute to Spencer as always. Amazing thing that they're doing. And obviously I hope that it goes well tonight. I've just checked and it's 0-0, and Joshua Sude, who's the winger, he's a madness. Like he's so man.
That's another show to show you what hard work can do for you, where it can get you people. You know what I'm saying? If someone would have said to them when they first started out, they'll be on the BBC. You know what I'm saying? Getting promoted ahead of a Leicester game. You know what I'm saying? Man would have believed them. So big shout outs to all the Hashtag United gang.
Yeah, big facts. Obviously, I missed what Stroh said on here, but he was talking about this before, you know. So like you said, hard work in it does go to show. Like it's not a cliche. Like you have to work hard, 1000%. So yeah, like I stated, let's address the elephant in the room. This guy's just snigging today.
You know what?
Just snigging.
Let's address it, yeah.
Let's address this big elephant in the room. All right, so Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 3. I'll start with the players. I might go off here. In regards to performances, I cannot remember a worse United performance in recent times. Because
Okay.
so you can remember a recent performance where all outfield players were that bad.
We've had them last season, fam. We've had them
Yeah,
last
but we've
season.
had bright sparks though in them games. We've had bright sparks. In this game, there was no bright spark. The goal, give De Gea his credit. De Gea was good. Fosu Mensah was okay. I'm going to go through the whole team right now. Lindelof.
You know why I give
One
Fosu
sec.
Mensah a good game? Because if Greenwood puts away that header,
Yeah,
He
he
gets
should
an
have.
assist.
Yeah,
You know
which
what
he
I'm
should have
saying?
got to.
Yeah.
So, all right, Fosu Mensah was okay. That was it. All of them were equally as bad. Lindelof was awful.
no. Sorry.
Lindelof.
No. Linda Soft.
This guy, innit?
Please address him
Guy's
correctly.
slagging him.
Linda Soft.
So yeah,
Victim Linda Soft.
he was terrible. Maguire on the ball, giving the ball away, simple passes, awful. Luke Shaw does what Luke Shaw
Unshaw.
does. He does what he does. McTominay, not good enough. Pogba on the ball.
One thing about the McTominay, where was Fred?
Yeah, we'll get into that. McTominay, not good enough. Pogba on the ball, absolutely awful. That's the worst I've seen him in terms of giving the ball away. Bruno, the same, terrible on the ball. Rashford, non-existent. Martial, ineffective. Dan James, might as well have not been on the pitch. I've literally just named, minus Fosu Mensah, I've named the rest of the outfield players.
You see, for
They
me,
were all, none of them this bad. None of them get a 4 out of 10 from me.
you see,
That's how bad they was. None of them get a 4 out of 10.
they were very bad. They were very, very bad.
And there's the worst thing, Crystal Palace thoroughly deserved the victory.
You know, no one second.
Thoroughly
No.
deserved.
I don't think. You see, this is football. This is how football works for me.
Oh yeah, Van der Beek was good. He was.
I
I'm talking
don't-
starting lineup.
I don't think that Palace played good. I think it's that United played so bad. If United play, I'm talking like if our team play 6 out of 10s and one player plays the 7, we probably beat them the same score. I don't think Palace were actually that good. I think it's that we were so bad.
Yeah, they had to be. They came with a game plan. They've done this before. Like I said, Sky put the stat up in regards to teams with the most wins at the Big Six. And mine is Manchester City. Palace was second. I think that's their 8th since 2015. So they have more than Liverpool. They have more than United, more than Spurs, more than Chelsea. That's incredible.
No, it is.
And there's no accident that they do this with the way they set up. Yes, United were that bad. That Palace didn't have to be that great. But Terry said it. There was no, one where United are 1-0 down. There was no Palace scrambling all around. Like we never put the pressure on them. They looked more likely to score a second goal than we did at equalising at that point.
I hear that and I understand that. But my gripe here today is it comes down to a point, and I pointed this out not late, I pointed this out last season. And my point was that you can go back and you can look at this, and I think I said it on I'm sure I said it on one of Aaron's shows.
Shout out Don, Mr. Aaron United.
Yeah,
Make sure you
shout out,
subscribe.
guy.
I believe he is
Salute
live
to
right
my
now.
brother, man.
Yeah, I think he's live right now. Go tune in.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, wait. Yeah, go tune in. You've been here for a bit.
Yeah,
Go
'cause
tune in.
we done in 20 minutes. So
Yeah,
go
go tune
support,
in,
go
go
like,
tune in.
subscribe his channel. Also
So-
United Central as well as Miles Rosa. They're our guys.
Yes.
So make sure you go tune in. That's Mr. Aaron United. Yeah, Mr. Aaron UTD on YouTube. United Central Saeed, go subscribe to that. And Rosed, Miles. I'm not forgetting anyone.
And
am
make
I?
sure you watch the Straight Jacket podcast as well.
Yes.
Straight Jacket.
This is all on there. Yes. Salute.
Say nada.
Salute to our dons. Go on.
My gripe here is this is where Ollie's missed the trick. Yeah? Because with everything that's been going on due to the transfers, yeah? And sorry, no, I'll get onto the point I was going to get onto originally. Lost my train of thought. I said this on one of Miles' shows. The next season will be dictated, yeah, by the teams who are fit enough and start well, yeah? We could be in a serious problem here because this is the same starting 11 which was burnt out, yeah? this was burnt out since the end of lockdown. They've literally been sat at home and had to rejuvenate over summer and come back in and train. And I say over summer, it's not summer, we're in September. So they've not had a proper time. Fair enough, no one else has. But as we've seen, City have only played today. City's first match is today. An extra few days rest. Do you get what I'm saying? Did City play after us? I'm not too sure. I'm sure we played after City in the Europa League.
I believe it was the same round, but
No.
because you've got more games in Europa League, it's stifled itself out.
Do you get what I mean? So it's one of them. I'm sure we played after them, though. I'm sure our Sevilla match was after any City European match.
It might have been a few days later.
Yeah,
Possibly, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So we played a few days later, but then they played a few days after us. It's not an excuse. I'm just saying. It's not an excuse on the performance. What I'm trying to point out is, this is my point I'm making, people, before you get lost in what I'm saying. This manager, this medical team, burnt this team out. We've now come back. You've thrown them right back into it again. Same
Never
players.
looked at it like that, actually.
Huh?
I said I never looked at it like that.
Yeah,
actually.
you've thrown
That's
them
a
back
fair
in.
point.
I literally looked at this match and I was like, every time I'm watching, I was having internet problems on that day as well. So I put some of these players' slow performance down to my internet lagging. It wasn't. These men were just slow. You get what I mean? Like,
We did look out of sorts.
out of sorts. You've literally got. All right, then. Here's my point. If you're telling me these players aren't good enough, yeah, I mean, or they're not fit enough, I don't care who's better. I actually don't care who's better. If you're gonna, for me, don't play a Dan James. If his one instruction isn't run around all day, yeah. If his one instruction isn't to break the line and run all day, you might as well play one of the man them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, play Lingard. You can actually maybe do a little bit more technically.
Yeah.
No, he is. He's a more technical footballer.
Yeah, he's technically better, yeah.
Effective? I don't know. But he's a lot more technical, yeah? My whole point, what I'm trying to get across is, why burn out these players if you knew what was coming? It's very bad management.
And this goes on to my point, so...
Not just down to him, no. This is
Yeah.
the whole medical
Yeah,
staff
yeah, it's
and
not
everything.
just on him, but we spoke...
Before you touch on that, though, here's the point. Who was the best player for United?
What, that game?
Yeah.
Johnny?
Why?
He's fresh.
Why?
Because he's not had his power sucked out of him like it's Space
Nope.
Jam.
Because what did Holland do?
Rested him.
Nope, cancelled the league.
So he's fresh.
Yeah.
He's rare.
So he's fresh legs.
And he's actually played a pre-season.
Yeah. So
Played a
actual
pre-season.
fresh legs. So just touching on that point, Rashford had his big injury because he was overplayed and he never should have played in that game.
Facts.
He then came back. Look at the Sevilla game. We touched upon it. He wasn't himself.
No.
Ollie should have brought him off.
Yes.
Bad management again.
Mhm.
You now look at this. You just literally, it's the same cycle. It's a vicious cycle. It's just
The
going
same thing.
round and round and round, and you're not learning from your mistakes. This is the problem. And I watched it from an outsider point of view. I want United to do bad, but it's painfully obvious the issues that United have got.
Yeah.
The medical team isn't good enough. The squad.
It's actually, I really do think we've got one of the worst medical teams with apparently the best facilities.
Who are your
Makes
sports
no sense.
scientists? Who are your sports scientists? Because they need to be held accountable, not
These
just
men have
Ollie.
got GCSEs, fam, and that's it.
You can look at all the different graphs. So if you tell me I want to play, cool. I then look at that. You're not fit enough to play, but I'm
Yeah.
still letting you play. That's on me. That's what ultimately what they're doing.
And that's on the manager, and that goes into the second point. Yes, the players have to be held accountable for that performance, but the manager also has to be held accountable. Yes, I'm not criticising Ollie solely. I'm not going to go as harsh on Ollie as I have been in the past because the players were just awful. But all this game does is back up why I'm not an Ollie fan. And yes, I had the discussion yesterday on the Football Terrace on that United show. Make sure you go check that out. And shout out to Neeks and Daddy because they're fans and they were saying Ollie's not the problem, etc., etc. And it's like, yes, Ollie is a problem. Don't get me wrong. Is he the biggest problem? No. Is he the main problem? No. Are the owners massive problems? 1000%. But I still don't believe if United had the correct owners and the correct board with the correct players that Ollie would do any better, would win the Manchester United the league, because I don't believe he is good enough as a manager because he does basic things wrong. He does don't start Dan James, number one. Number two, we know Lindelof and Maguire as a partnership doesn't work. I don't know how many times we have to see this happen. Luke Shaw, not good enough. Yet you continually play him, and then people's excuses, well, if we don't play Luke Shaw, who are we going to play there? Well, if Luke Shaw got injured, would Manchester United play with 10 men, or would someone play as a left back? If Lindelof got injured, would United play with a 10 men, or would he play someone else as a centre back?
Play someone else.
That's my whole point. So this whole there's no one else. Like, no, you don't continuously play players who are not good enough just because of their age.
But here's
Go on,
my
JV.
thing, which really does my head in. It's when we're in a, and it's really annoying. We play a match here, and we're playing, and I will have an expression on my face, and I'll be like looking in utter disbelief because I'm a fan, and I'm sat at home, yeah, and I can have no impact on the game. But the worst thing is when the camera pans across, and it goes to Ollie, and he has the same expression as me. He has the expression of a helpless fan on his face. And I think, I know you're a fan of the club, yeah? And I know you're a manager, but you need to unmerge the two. Because at the moment, you're looking like a fanager, yeah? You're just sat there
This guy.
with an expression on your face like you can't do anything about it. But you're the one person who can. You can affect a game with a decision. And it's to the point now where I have to look at it like, okay, fair enough. Don't play the same 11. So I'm not going to be I'm not going to contradict myself and say Greenwood should have started over James. But then maybe if you start Greenwood over Rashford, you hear what I'm saying?
And then you bring a Rashford on.
And maybe if you realise that Bruno Fernandes played more games than any player. He played more games than most Premier League players since he's been bought. Yeah? So then why, when you have a fresh Donny van de Beek, why don't you play him? Or why when you have Pogba? Yeah? So you've got Pogba, who had coronavirus apparently 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And you've got him up against them two McCarthy's and McDonald's, whatever them brothers there, yeah? Them two, man, who, let's be honest, you know their game isn't going to be about, they're not going to come and pass us off the pitch.
That just has to disrupt.
It's disrupt and it's hard work. Do you know what I mean? So, for me, you rest Pogba, you play Fred and McTominay then, innit? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then you put Donny in front of them.
So
You hear what I'm saying?
You don't have. So to you, Bruno and Pogba should have been on the bench.
Well, here's my thing. If we're going off what I've just said, if what I've said's true, and you know this as the manager, so Bruno's overplayed. He needs a rest. Pogba had corona. Yeah? My views on corona are there to be known. Okay?
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Let's not get into that. But if you're telling me my man had corona 2 weeks ago, how can he be fit? Yeah?
Here's the point.
Because then if he's had corona for 2 weeks, he's not been training, has he?
Nope.
Right? Okay.
Spot on.
Lindelof. Victim Lindesoft, yeah? The worst ending to a season I've seen from a central defender for a long time. I don't care about your Scandinavian bias. Drop him. He needs dropping. Yeah? If Bailly's on the bench and he's fit enough, play him. Alright? Luke Shaw. He's not even in shape again. Play Brandon Williams. Yeah? Or, better enough, you've got Dallo who you've left out in the shadows. Surely he must be fit. He's not played for ages, but he's been training. Been training like hell. You know what I mean? So, Wan-Bissaka's on the bench. So Wan-Bissaka, here's the funny thing. Check this where I'm going to kill it. Wan-Bissaka's rested, yeah? Because he's burnt out.
Yeah.
But he's played less minutes than Pogba, Rashford,
And Bruno.
Bruno,
Yeah.
Martial.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? How does this make any sense?
Can I make a point?
The logic's mad. And then you've got
Just want to shout out No Beef Podcast as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Daniel, the Welsh wizard, James, yeah? The running recommendation from one of our famous Welsh forefathers at United. Yeah, this guy is literally got a career off a recommendation of a legend.
Yeah.
I honestly, I seen someone say it yesterday.
We will get the picture back as well, people. But go on,
I
continue.
seen someone say it yesterday, and it was like, he said Dan James, when he plays, they feel almost as if we're a man down. It's like starting a match with 10 men.
Who said this?
And I thought, no, it's just like a comment I seen on social media. And I thought, you know what? It's harsh, but I get it.
Yeah.
Because you can even see that players are reluctant to pass to him.
Yeah.
His own players are reluctant to feed him the ball because they know when he gets it, there's not much to come from it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's one of the worst players I've ever seen because he cannot do the basics for his role. Like, you get wingers who can beat a man but can't cross.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And you get wingers who can't cross but can beat a man. Do you get what I'm saying? But he can't do either. And that's my problem with Dan James.
But here's the point.
You can't dribble or you can't cross.
But here's the point, and here's another way to look at it. So, Ollie would get less criticism if he rested players and came out and said, look, they're not match fit, we've not had a pre-season, etc., etc., I've had to rest him. Because if the result stays the same, what happens? Fans then look at the board and say, you need to reinvest in this team. Because if they're not going to be available, this squad isn't good enough to beat a Crystal Palace. The issue you now have, which they've created, is because you played them with arguably your strongest 11 and you've been beat, it's like there's no back and forth with the board. You know what I mean?
Barring Wan-Bissaka and Greenwood, that's our best 11.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
So the fact, so if he rests players and says, look, these need to be rested. Pogba had coronavirus, Bruno's burnt out. I don't want to burn him out. It's the start of the season. We've not had a pre-season. You then lose that game straight away. One, there's an excuse. It's a valid excuse. But then the fans look at it and think, we really need to invest in this team. Let's put more pressure on the board. That's what you need. You need pressure on the board. At the minute, they're just coasting through a transfer window and not doing much.
But
That's a valid point. If he does come out and say them things, it'd be like, the reason why I didn't play Bruno, like you said, because the reason why Bruno didn't play is because he's burnt out. The reason why Pogba didn't play because he had coronavirus. The reason why Maguire didn't play is because he played more minutes last season than anyone else. Wan-Bissaka arrested him because he played a lot of minutes.
And then he forces the board's hand.
Yes.
But here's the thing. How many times, and I know I don't want to just refer it back to Fergie, but that's my reference point. How many times have you seen us start a game and you look at the bench and you go, yo, Giggs is on the bench.
Yeah.
Yo, Beckham's on the bench. Rere on the bench. And you're like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
And check this, we might even get beat. And they'll come out at the end and they go, it's not fit enough.
Yeah. Or he's coming back from injury or something
Coming
like
back
that.
from, yo, he got a knock in a week. Man will lie, you know.
Yeah.
Man will lie, bro. We don't know.
Yeah.
Man will say, oh, yeah, he got a knock. Got a knock in training, or, yo, he's had the flu last week. At least cover your medical team then. Get something. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The strategical lies, you know. There's plenty of times I've seen Fergie and I'm like, you know, this guy's lying at his team.
Yeah, exactly. But
you know what I'm saying? Man's just lying at his team. But no one can't tell you nothing. Who can I tell him he's lying? Can anyone say he's lying? Man don't know.
True.
For all he knows, yeah, it's real. Yeah, you know. Or you know what I mean? They say the mad ones. Oh yeah, he come in training limping this morning. You're like, huh? Oh yeah, he had a knock. He had a knock in the warm up. You're like, I watched the warm up. He was fine.
He was fine.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But this is what I'm starting to come to now. It's the management of the team as a whole. Yeah. Because then, like Stroll said, he's not helped himself. Ollie missed the trick. That was the point I was going to make. He missed the absolute trick that game. He could have put out a lesser team, scraped a draw, or even lost in a better manner, which is disgusting for me to say.
Yes.
Come out my mouth. I didn't really like that. A little bit of sick come up in the back of my throat. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, he's missed a trick. And this is where it comes down to managerial experience. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or you even, for me, a lot of them players shouldn't even have been there. They shouldn't be there.
Your Pogbas and your Brunos and things like that.
I'm telling you, bro, you've run these man into the ground.
Yes.
So as much as, see when I'm seeing Pogba and I'm saying he's not making these passes, I'm thinking, yeah, because he's been sat at home probably with a lem sip in his mouth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a thermometer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's probably sat on his bed with a thermometer. He's rusty.
Yeah.
When he's not, when you actually, At first, I was fuming. And then I deep some of these passes, I'm like, yo, that is rust.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
that's not... We know he can make that. He'll make
Yeah.
that pass with his eyes closed.
Because it's a
Fit.
simple 5-6 yard
Yeah,
pass.
that's
It's not-
rust.
Yeah.
If I see McTominay do that,
Yeah.
it's a different matter. Like, and then even, all right, then I look at someone like McTominay and I'm like, well, you've not been playing, so what have you been doing? Like, you should be running around like crazy. Do you get what I'm saying? So then, and there's the whole decision of, where's Fred? Fred needs to come on in that game. You've got a game where you're getting ran around in midfield.
Fred's the guy to bring
Yeah,
in.
Fred's the guy, because then he cleans that up, and then he also cleans up the passing.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one thing we didn't do was break the lines. Fred effectively breaks the lines.
That's one thing is with his passing, he always does.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is where this is where, as much as you want to sit there like a manager, like
Fada job.
no
Last
one
point on it. Go on.
like you can't do anything. This is where you're going to fail now. And the worst thing is we play tomorrow, and you know what he's gonna do, innit?
He's gonna
Rashford will play.
He's gonna play a strong team.
All them man are gonna play.
Or we'll be up 4-0 and they'll bring them on, like he did against Lask.
No. They will start.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
And if they start, well, this is what I mean. If they start and we had a footballing club and not a PLC, a business, we would be like, whoa, he's ruining these players. But the Glazers don't understand that.
Yeah.
Ed Woodward don't understand that. The
There's no
man they've
football
got in
heads.
understand that. They don't. Man under them don't understand that. And it's a really sad state of affairs because the platform what he's built last season is now evaporated
Woo.
in one game. And I'm going to say that because now everyone was probably thinking, you know what, get a few signings in. I'd love to see us in the Champions League. But now it's like, we're not going to get no signings in. I'm terrified. You know what I'm saying?
Is what it is.
Wait,
Yeah.
there's man out here hoping that we get a Bate Borisov in the Champions League now. Or
Shakhtar Donetsk.
No, they'll waste us.
Away at Rush.
We need them like teams where you don't even know. We need them Europa League teams that get
basically,
into the Champions League.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Them first timers in the Champions League.
Yeah,
But
for
it
us
is
to
what it
stand
is,
the
but
chance.
Alas.
We are coming to the close of the show. Just run through the results we didn't speak about. Leeds beat Fulham 4-3. Arsenal 2-1 against West Ham. So it's 2 wins out of 2 from Arsenal. Leeds get off the mark. Newcastle lose at home. Brighton 3-0. Great win.
Did
for
not
Brighton.
expect that.
Great win. I've said this. We'll speak more in depth. Like Newcastle are nothing special.
No, it's not even that. I just thought they might have a little bit of a bounce.
Yeah, Leicester 4-2 at home to Burnley. Good game as well, actually. That Leicester Burnley. The
Is
goals
that the
were
one with Vardy? What you call it?
good. Nah, he cupped his ears also against West Brom. Now
Yeah, he
Oh,
did it
was
against
that
West Brom. Yeah, West Brom.
Villa beat West Brom. Villa beat Sheffield United at home 1-0.
Yeah, tonight.
And that was tonight. And Wolves are currently 2-0 down to Manchester City. De Bruyne and
I just looked at that.
De Bruyne and Phil Foden with the goals. But
thanks,
yes,
bro,
people,
that's
this has been from a Third Eye View. This has been from a Third Eye View. Make sure, like I
Salute.
say, you follow Pi Radio across all platforms. So make sure you like this video first and foremost. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching this back on YouTube, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, it
follow
means a
Pi
lot.
Radio on Twitter and Instagram, Pi Radio UK. Make sure you follow us free across all social media platforms. You'll find us if you search. If you search for us, you'll find us definitely. Also want to add as well, myself and JV will be bringing a football show to Sarcasm City TV. We'll be telling you more information about that probably next week because we're going to launch it soon. I don't know when we're going to launch it.
And
we're gonna
also
launch it soon.
follow the From a Third Eye View Instagram page. Also message us in on there with any questions, queries for the shows coming
Anything
ahead.
you want us to discuss.
Topics, anything. Message and it's at From a Third Eye View. Yeah. We'll post it on our individual pages if you don't see it. But yeah,
It's from a Third Eye View and the number 3.
Yeah.
So it's from a Third Eye View with
Yeah,
the number
man.
3. But yeah, follow us across all social media platforms. And we go live on Pi Radio every Monday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. discussing everything Premier League related.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for tuning in.